Yeah, but we're swapping a car. Sorry.
No, that's fine. We're going somewhere else.
Oh no.
Morning out.
Yeah, we know where the next.
I understand, there's people waving Mexican flags, dude. Like, if you love Mexico so much, why don't you go over there, bro? The thing is literally stopping you from going over there.
Yeah. All right. Gib mir das richtige Programm. Aber dafür selbstverständlich. Perfekt, ja, ja. Hallöchen, ja, ich höre dich sehr gut, ich bin sehr gut, sehr gut.
Hello, man. It's Ed.
Und ich hoffe, ihr seht es
Sidewalk.
auch.
No problem. Thank you.
Perfekt. Oder mal ein bisschen über Dynamik. Ja, alles klar, dankeschön.
Yeah, so it just constantly has to stay right there, blocking it from manual people enter. Yeah. That sucks. That fucking sucks. Guys just like minding their own business and
Hallöchen, Heidi. Ja, das ist perfekt. Und wenn ihr bitte in der ersten Antwort keine lauten zur Schalte spielt, dann würde ich ein bisschen in
shit. Having the fucking door match makes your brain real. 619. I would hate to be this Marine, dude. And that would be tight, dude. Like, this is what we're fucking, like, this is what you're wasting my training on, you know, like sending me here because these people don't fucking know how to behave. Like, these people don't know how to just fucking follow the law. That's crazy. Taxpayer money being wasted on these idiots even more. I got a stupid copyright on the video I uploaded earlier.
Falls ist da irgendwas passiert.
Wonder if anybody's like walked up to the cops and like, you know, asked them if they wanted anything to drink or some shit.
Go ahead.
I'm in a stalemate right now.
Go ahead.
So what this is about.
Let them know.
So it just happened
How the
like
protest doing?
40 minutes ago.
Nobody's even watching her.
Here's what we were just watching.
They don't even care.
Yeah.
Everybody ready? Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
Let me just say that I am proud to stand here with leaders from our region. There are over 30 mayors represented here who I think reflect the concerns that are going on in our community right now.
Oh, yeah?
A week ago,
And I like how the majority of them are just all women, dude. They're just all women, besides one dude here. And I don't even know if this guy's even associated
everything
with
was
them.
peaceful in the city of Los Angeles and
Well,
in all of the representatives
there was no
behind
crime.
me in their cities as well.
What
Yeah.
is peaceful to you?
Things
'Cause it didn't
began to
affect
be
you?
difficult on
what you
Friday
meant?
Right.
when
That
raids
was
took
happening to
place.
me, so-
And it's important that I begin there because that is the cause of the problems that have happened in the city of Los Angeles and other cities.
No, that's not where you should start. The start should be why they had to raid. Don't just pick where you want to start. That's so fucking disingenuous. Like, what are you talking about, dude? It all started because no, dude. This all started because you guys refused to let them get the immigrants that they originally wanted to, which was the criminals and the convicts and everything, in the jails. But you refused to do that. So what else are they supposed to do? Like what? Do you think they're just gonna wait for them to turn themselves over? Ugh. Like, what kind of backwards thinking of that is that?
Well, if
This was this was provoked by the White House.
yes,
The reason
Trump
why
Of course. Yeah, no, for sure. Trump ordered, fucking January 6th, J62, dude. What is it? Fucking, so, fucking, 6/2/2025. People are fucking stupid. Like, February 12th. J6.
made them light the
we
cars
don't
on
know.
fire.
People are fucking
I-
so stupid.
posit
He made them do
maybe
that.
we are part of a national experiment to determine how far the federal government can go in reaching in and taking over power from a governor,
I don't think you want to find out.
power from a local jurisdiction.
That's right.
And frankly, leaving our city and our citizens, our residents, in fear.
Emotional
All of us
messaging.
represent cities in this region where immigrants are key, and if in some
Key for
cases
what?
not the majority of the population. To have people live in fear like it is today is just unacceptable. So we started off by hearing the administration wanted to go after violent felons, gang
Yeah.
members, drug dealers. But when you raid
And what happened? And what happened there? Don't just stop and say what happened. That's what I mean, dude. They're so selective with their words. Why don't you say what happened then? What was the outcome there? You guys, wanted to have your sanctuary cities protecting the criminals, just like here in New York, and you guys refused to let the cops work with the fucking ICE and go in there and take them out. So we're doing it the hard way. Like what the fuck? Like,
Home
you're lucky you're
Depots
not
and
in jail
workplaces,
yourself.
when you
What?
tear parents and children apart,
Yeah.
and when you run armored
told them to put their
caravans
kids
through
in
our
harm's way like
streets,
that.
you're not trying to keep anyone safe. You're trying to cause fear and panic. And when you start
about
deploying
people lighting their cars on
federalized
fire?
troops on the heels of these raids, it is a drastic and chaotic escalation and completely unnecessary.
They had to deploy
These
the
aren't
troops.
Oh yeah, and like lighting cars on fire isn't unnecessary. Throwing bricks at fucking people driving isn't unnecessary. Like, come on, dude. Protecting a bunch of rapists and criminals and fucking stopping people from doing their actual jobs, which have been ordered by a judge. Come on, man. Like,
the
because it
criminals
was
the
chaotic.
administration
What is this?
is allegedly targeting. These are mothers and fathers, restaurant workers, seamstress,
More
home
emotional
care
messaging.
workers, everyday Angelinos trying to make a living.
Yep.
We've heard
Except they're not every day because they just got here. You fucking stupid idiot. You don't even realize what you're saying. How could they be everyday Angelinos if they just got here illegally? You fucking incompetent baboon. Do you not even realize that you're contradicting your own words right now? Like it's so you're so wrong. You don't even know how wrong you are. Like you couldn't even fathom how unbelievably wrong you are.
heard stories of unmarked federal vans parked near LAUSD school graduations. a U.S. citizen 9 months
Trying to tug
pregnant
on them
who was
heartstrings.
hospitalized
Yep.
after being
See?
detained by federal agents, and an apparel business in downtown L.A. raided,
You hear
where
that,
many
guys?
Korean
Let's get
and
rid of the
Latino
laws.
workers work long hours to support their families.
That's right.
Let me just say that I am very proud.
Well, why don't you work those long hours in your own country where you're supposed to be, you know? Why is it that you need to work long hours here, but you can't work long hours in your own country, you lazy fuck, dude? What really happened is that you thought you were gonna come over here, get easy money, and that's not the case, and you realize that you can't get shit because you're illegal. And now that that's the case, now you're forced to work long hours. You're just literally doing anything that you could have done in your own country, and now you look like a baboon because now you're alone here, you're far away from your family, and the family that you did bring along with you, you just endangered them yourself for actual nothing, dude.
Proud to stand here with the
do that,
mayors,
man.
the leadership of so many cities, but you should take note that the individuals that are here with me today are all leaders in their area, and we all stand in support and solidarity and
I like how all the leaders in those areas are all women, because that's totally
call
not a
for the
coincidence.
raids to end. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Lemons from the city of Paramount.
Paramount what?
Thank you, Mayor Bass, for
You see
bringing
how their
us
only
together
argument
today
against
and
it is
for
trying
your
to make you feel
leadership in
bad?
this difficult time.
That's it.
I stand
that's
before
exactly
you
what
today
we'll do,
as the
is
mayor
moral
of
arguments.
Paramount, a proud
That's exactly why Kamala lost, and that's exactly why there probably won't be a fucking female president for a while, dude. And not until there's an actual good one that goes based off of logic. Like, if we had a female Trump, that woman would have instantly won. Like, bro. It's that simple. If you would have put everything that Trump was supporting and his speech and everything in Kamala, she would have easily won, dude. Like, it's that simple. It's literally that simple. Like, look at fucking Texas. Look at Texas. Look at fucking Mexico's president. That communist bitch. They're not doing nothing. They're not accomplishing anything, dude. They look like idiots right now. And they just got caught in so many lies, dude. She's like doing she's doing nothing good over
tight-knit community that has been deeply shaken by recent events. In the last few days, our residents have faced
family is
loss,
literally tied to
uncertainty,
communists.
and fear. For many in our
And then we're confused as to why she doesn't want to work
city,
with us.
this has been one of the most devastating moments in recent memory. Lives have been disrupted, families
what
are too
about
afraid to
the
leave
last
their
time this
homes,
happened?
and the very places that once served as gathering spots for joy, like our beloved swap meet, have been marred by fear. As a vibrant gathering place for our diverse community, some are avoiding going to work. It continues to get worse as these loyal vendors are forced to stay away out of fear of losing their livelihood. For some,
Why would
it's
they
the
lose
only
their
way they
livelihood?
feed their families. To see everyone hurt like this is heartbreaking. Last night at our city council meeting, we heard from our residents. Their anger, their fear, and their uncertainty about the future is understandable. Not only did we hear it last night, myself and members of the City Council witnessed the devastation firsthand that Saturday morning. We share the same anger, sadness, and trauma. Then to see the presence of the National Guard in our city,
Oh
it
my
only
God.
makes things worse and leads to unnecessary escalation.
I think it did
we
the
can
opposite.
and will do better to serve and advocate for our immigrant population. I want to speak
Not
directly
making the
to the people
distinction.
of Paramount. We see you, we hear you.
Legal.
You see how she's exactly what Aslan's saying? You see how she's just mixing the two? Legal with fucking, I mean, what's it called? Like actual legal immigrants that are residents now. Like they're not even fucking immigrants. They're actual like residents, like legal residents here. And you're trying to rope them in with undocumented, not undocumented, with illegal people that are not fucking supposed to be here, dude. And most of them are like fucking criminals. Like a good 95% of them are criminals.
We
Or
are with
illegal.
you. We acted last night and directed staff to create a special fund that will financially help our immigrant families affected during this challenging time. And it doesn't stop
Great,
there.
more money,
The City
John.
Council and staff are working tirelessly
Yeah, of
to
course, I
develop
wouldn't
other
stop
means
there.
of support and assistance, doing more to support our community. We will also be seeking out our residents who have been directly impacted so that we may hear from them and provide direct support. Paramount is resilient. We've been through challenges before,
Wow.
and we will rise together.
Good for you.
We are also grateful for the regional collaboration that's happening right now.
Wow.
We cannot face this alone. This is a moment for cities to stand united, regardless of our boundaries, because when one community is hurting, we all feel it.
You don't say.
Yeah,
To our
'cause you
neighboring
burned down the whole
cities,
city.
to the county, to the state agency, and to Mayor Bass.
It's pretty obvious.
Thank you for extending a hand to our residents. Your support means the world.
Would you mind announcing the next person?
And next
Read the
we
next
have
one.
Arturo Flores, Mayor Arturo Flores from Huntington Park.
No.
Thank you so much, Mayor Lemons, for those remarks. Good morning. My name is Arturo Flores. I am the mayor of the beautiful city of Huntington Park.
Yeah.
I myself am a combat veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I've served
Good
in
for
the
you.
theaters of Iraq and Afghanistan in defense of this country and in defense of the Constitution of the United States. Militarization of immigration enforcement has no place in our neighborhoods. And the deployment
Neither did
of
the illegal
Marines on U.S.
immigrants.
soil is an alarming escalation that undermines the values of democracy. As mayors across this region, we stand united in rejecting fear.
That's not united, you stupid fuck. You lost the election, which is what we voted for, to get all these illegals out of here, and you're trying to go against that decision. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You're talking about all this democracy shit, but you can't accept the decision, and you just can't accept that you lost. These are all people that just can't. These are all people that don't like democracy, and that they mask it as democracy, but in reality, it's just, oh, my opinion is what's right, and if you don't disagree with me, you're the bad guy, and it's wrong, and we need to undo it, even though we, fairly voted for it, and this was the outcome, but we need to undo it because we're upset. Like, that's literally the type of people we're fucking dealing with.
Fear-based tactics
crazy.
that target immigrant communities and erode public trust.
No, they don't target immigrant communities. They target illegal communities.
Let me say that one more time. We stand against these fear-based tactics that target immigrant communities and erode public trust.
So then you basically just admitted that you stand against nothing. You literally stand against nothing. You just admitted that you stand against nothing because that's not happening. There's no militarization against fucking immigrant communities. What are you talking about? Did you mean illegal immigrant communities? Is that what you meant to say? You fucking idiot. Just because you're stupid, like, I don't know if you got fucked up during war or some shit, if you banged your head a little bit too much. Maybe you should go check something, go to a doctor or something, But, dude, what the fuck?
If you actually did that,
We
you
call
go to
on
jail.
federal leaders to uphold civil rights and
They're not, oh my God.
the militarization of enforcement and to pursue humane, community-centered solutions. Our
What they
communities
mean is by doing what they
are not
want.
battlegrounds. Deploying military forces and conducting militarized ICE raids in immigrant neighborhoods is not about public safety.
Why
It is
not?
about political theater that is rooted in fear.
What if they have guns?
It threatens families,
Which they have.
traumatizes children, and corrodes.
What about all the immigrants that were literally fucking living right next to kids and in front of elementary schools with like RPGs and explosive and grenades and illegal weapons that the illegals themselves shouldn't even have. Not to mention the civilians, the actual residents. We're not even allowed to have that type of shit. Like what the fuck? You're talking about fear? Shut the hell up, dude.
The foundational trust between local
See?
government and the people that we serve. I stand shoulder to shoulder with Mayor Bass and with my fellow leaders and fellow mayors
You
here,
stand for nothing, and you have been
and any
lied
leader
to.
who values justice over intimidation. We will protect our residents.
No. Don't say it in the wrong order. You're intimidated because this is justice, what is happening. Don't get the order confused, dude. This is what I mean. These people are disingenuous. They even go as to like change the order of words and sentences to make it seem like it's something else, dude. Like, stop it. Stop it.
We will speak out
What about-
against unconstitutional
about the law that
actions,
says they're not
and we will
supposed to be
continue
here?
to build cities where all people, regardless of immigration status, can live without fear. I understand that the deployment of 700 Marines out of 29 Palms, and I believe the unit is 27,
Yeah.
have been deployed to the Los Angeles area. I have a message for those Marines who are probably watching.
Hi. It's me,
Brothers.
the Marines.
I myself have fought in different theaters. I fought wars. And I will tell you this. The people that you are here who have been called foreigners are not foreigners. These are Americans. And when we lifted our hand,
No, but they're like literally not though. They are literally actually foreign. Do you know the definition of a fucking foreigner, dude? You don't just go to Japan and start calling yourself a Japanese. You don't just go to Japan and start calling yourself a Japanese citizen because you deem it so. Are you fucking stupid? Are you an idiot? Are you actually like by your own merits, dude? I'm Mexican, dude. By your own merits, I'm Japanese. I'm German, dude. Because I said that I'm German. I'm fucking German, dude. You're so stupid, dude. Oh my god, what are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? You're saying that you've been into war, so you should literally. Oh my god.
and we swore the oath to defend the Constitution and to defend this country, that
Do you even know the Constitution, dude? Do you even know the constitutional rights? Do you even know the first 4 amendment rights of the Constitution?
oath was to the American people. It was not to a dictator. It was not to a tyrant. It was not to a president.
Well, they're
It was to the
Americans.
American people.
But they're
and
not
the people that are here
citizens
in
of the
these
United
communities,
States.
in the city of LA, and the cities that you'll hear from, are Americans.
I mean,
Whether
Mexico
they have a
is in
document
America.
or they don't, you're dealing with Americans.
South
so please
America?
remember that. If you're ever put in a situation or asked to do something, remember, you are dealing with Americans.
South Americans.
With that being said, up next I'll introduce Mayor Judith Merlot from
Yes.
the city of Vernon.
Guys, so disingenuous. Funny.
Sí, en español, mi nombre es Arturo Flores, yo soy el alcalde de la ciudad de Huntington Park.
Yeah.
Estoy aquí
Oh yeah, of course. Totally not biased. Like, of course, he's totally not biased.
hoy yo como veterano de los Estados Unidos de la Marina para decirle al público que lo que está pasando no está bien. Yo he peleado
Literally
en
not
guerras
Americans, yeah.
y yo tengo un mensaje para los
If they were
marines, los
Americans, this wouldn't
700
happen.
marines que están aquí en Los Ángeles hoy en día.
It's crazy how they just make
Que
up
las
a bunch of
personas que
bullshit.
hoy que ellos van a ver,
That's
que ellos van
wild.
A bunch
a
of hogwash. Did you think we were supposed to fucking feel something because you're, a Hispanic guy who fucking fought in the war? Like in a war that literally didn't even have to do with freedom or nothing. It was literally just us fucking invading land and shit for oil and all this other bullshit. All this other extra nonsense and shit. Like, we were literally just there for revenge. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You fought like the 2 most unimportant wars. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Like, there was no freedom there to be fighting for. Like, thanks for your service, but like, no thanks.
estar en Los Ángeles.
They just go say
No
whatever they
son
want.
personas que son de un diferente país, no son personas que son terroristas. Estos son personas que son americanos. Entonces nosotros como
Here we go. You think because it's in Spanish that I didn't understand, you fucker? Stop trying to rope illegals with terrorists. Nobody ever said that the illegals were terrorists. We're saying that gang members are terrorists. Stop this disingenuous shit, dude. If you're gonna say the thing, say the whole thing. Now, don't just say part of the cake to make you seem like you actually know what you're talking about, when in reality, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, brother.
como una comunidad tenemos que elevar nuestra voz y decir que este tipo de injusticia no se vale. Y el mensaje es que
Oh yeah, it's
las personas que están aquí en Los Ángeles son americanos, con papeles o sin.
You hear this guy without papers or with papers, they're Americans? No, they're fucking not. That's what the papers are for, you stupid idiot. That's literally what they're for. To dictate who's an American and who's not. Like, bro, what? What? Like, bro, If you were born here on this land, in America, and you have no social security, you have no driver's ed, you have nothing, in the eyes of the state and in the eyes of the people, you do not exist. And there's literally so many people, so many videos of Amish people living like that. You don't see them fucking going around demanding that they're American and shit. Like, it's just common sense. You kind of like acknowledge the fact that you don't exist in the eyes of the state. Like, you're not. Like, what?
Sin papeles somos americanos porque creemos en el sueño americano. Después quiero introducir al alcalde Judith Merlot de la ciudad de Vernon. Gracias.
All right, next.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mayor, for having us. As Mayor of the City of Vernon, I want to reaffirm our city unwavering commitment to the safety, dignity, and well-being of individuals, regardless of immigration status. I'm here today to stand in solidarity with Mayor Bass and the other local elected officials.
How do these people not get in trouble for like
and military presence in their
actively
cities?
trying to fight against federal
These
law?
recent events have been stressful and upsetting for many, and many.
Like when Trump literally said one little thing and like literally a group of fucking people, literally a group of people stormed the Capitol. It was all, the world was ending. But now we literally have an actual fucking insurrection, people trying to go against the federal government, trying to act like they have more power than them, going against what is the actual law and a law that has been in existence for like, decades. Like, bro, what is going on?
Challenging times, I want to reassure you, the people of Los Angeles, Southeast Los Angeles, and throughout the region, that we are your public servants, your neighbors, and your active partners, striving to maintain safe and inclusive communities. Thank you.
Yeah, is that why, all the shit that you've been doing is resulting in people lighting cars on fire, looting, stealing shit, breaking people's windows and stuff? Yeah, it should be totally peaceful, yo.
I am now going to present Mayor Maria Davila from
There's
South
no way every single one of them is going to talk, is there? Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Bass, for uniting all the mayors of the city of LA and the surrounding cities. As a mayor of the city of Southgate, I'm at home with everything that is going on and how ICE is scaring our communities. Just as we were on our way over here, we were notified.
Dude, the only people who are fucking scared here are literally illegals. Like, I don't know what
that they were raiding the city of Southgate, and that's unacceptable. Because you're targeting communities, you're targeting residents where children are living, where they reside.
You can't arrest people if there's kids there. You can't do that.
It is hard for us as elected.
The fact that you have to think about what you're saying lets me know that you don't know what the fuck you're saying and you don't even believe in your own cause, brother.
Elected officials to hear
Guys, you're not allowed to arrest people if there's kids
who is
nearby.
representing us up in the federal level is capable of doing such a horrendous, it's just unbelievable things to our constituents and to our people.
Yeah, straight emotional manipulation.
We understand,
That's all it is.
that
You obviously don't understand.
we have to
here on this podium.
Go ahead, get it out.
We have to uphold the law.
You hear that? You have to uphold the law? Is that why you're currently going against the law and literally fucking breaking the law?
But at the same time, we need to understand that we have families who are scared.
Oh, so what you meant to say, it's rules for thee, not for me. We need to uphold the laws that, we want to uphold, but, when it's a law that negatively impacts us, we don't want to uphold it, even though it's been a law that it's existed for fucking decades. But now all of a sudden that the Democrats, fucking lost the election and fucking all this bullshit, and now all of a sudden they don't like the law. That's crazy.
Dude. We have residents who are scared. We have parents. We have children. Now our children are out of school. And what are they going to do? Are they going to be kept at home just because, the raids are continuing here in our communities? That's unacceptable. we need
To the
to
immigrants.
continue
Illegals.
being united
Oh, shit.
and let Washington, D.C. understand that this is a community of immigrants. We are all immigrants.
Oh, yeah.
I am an immigrant myself. I came to the United States and I am working for our community.
Yeah,
The
you're
current
illegal.
I like how you just casually leave out the fact that in order for you to get your position, you have to get actual papers and become legal. You just casually leave that out. Like, bro, what a lie.
National
Immigrant.
Vice
Right.
treats
That's
immigrants
the
as
difference.
criminals. We are not criminals. We are hardworking people.
Who is we, dude? Are you saying that you are here illegally? Are you saying that you're here illegally and you're also the mayor? So you also, in that sense, committed fraud because you lied about all the requirements that needed be to become a mayor here in the United States of America? Such a pristine position. What the fuck do you mean we? There is no we, you stupid fuck. This is what I mean, dude. This is why all these rules should definitely change. Like, bro, like, just because you're married to here in some of the United States does not mean you should be, like, automatically guaranteed citizenship, because then you have bitches like this that don't even know what it means to be an American citizen. You don't even know what it means to actually be an American. You confuse illegal immigrants with actually, immigrants that are now residents. Like, it's kind of like low-key racist for you to even still be calling them, immigrants when they're just, American citizens now. Like, the fact that you're still calling people that are supposed to be here and that, actually live here, you're calling them immigrants when in reality they're just, American citizens. Like, bro, you're not fucking fooling anybody with all this bullshit wordplay.
People. We came to the United States to work, to better our family.
See, this is what I mean, dude. They're never gonna say the full thing. They keep saying we came here to work, but they're not. She's not saying that she came here illegally.
Families.
Legally or illegally?
The humanizing and
Which one?
targeting people who often threat Southgate stands with our surrounding cities and to all our community. The people of the city of Southgate, I'm talking to you. You are not alone. We are here with you, and we are going to be helping and also making sure that everyone is safe.
No, they're not.
So with that, I am going to be calling up Mayor from Ventura, Jeanette Sanchez Palacio.
Thank you.
Bro, this shit is
Good
embarrassing.
afternoon or good morning still,
oh my
everyone.
God.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mayor Bass, for inviting us.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the mayors who are here throughout California.
It's
And
so
while you may
cringe, I
see many
know.
of us,
And
there are
there's
many
some little
more
mayors
who are
that are
not
here,
here,
just
who
fucking
could not be
females.
here with us today, but who support this effort in being united together. We are outraged and heartbroken by the recent and ongoing ICE activities targeting immigrant families in our community.
Again, they do not
These
even
actions
try to
are not only
distinguish.
inhumane, but they are also an affront to the values we uphold in Ventura, but also throughout the state of
They
California.
intentionally obfuscate.
The city in Ventura, in our region,
It's
is an
embarrassing.
agricultural
Yeah.
region. They are sustained by labor, resilience, and cultural richness of immigrant communities. And when our
Only immigrants can
workforce
have
lives are in fear,
Yeah, only immigrants
the
have
fields
culture.
will go unharvested. The impact is felt.
Do you see how fucking like racist these people are, low key? Like, they think that we're so incompetent that we don't know how to be farmers. They think that we need illegal immigrants to come here and be farmers. Dude, we don't need you guys, brother. We literally don't fucking need you guys, bro. Like, these people think that like they have like a monopoly on fucking like farming and all these jobs. Like, bro, what?
Not only at the local level, but it will also be felt at the national level. Everything
Right.
will be affected, and every American who is here and relies
What
on the
year is
labor
this?
of
Is this
these
1865?
individuals will also be affected.
1860?
These same individuals are also the
I think I heard this
community
before.
who held up the large portion of essential workforce while we were in the pandemic. These are the very workers who kept the state running, who kept our families fed,
Yeah.
and who kept our lives safe. But most importantly, let's not forget that these people are also human. At the basic level, They are our friends,
A bunch of
they
humans
are our
with committed
family,
crimes.
and they are our loved ones.
So they're immune to
And
the
as
law.
elected officials
Yeah.
representing various cities across the state, we have come here together to condemn the separation of immigrant families. No one deserves to live
So
in
deport
fear.
them all
I thought
together.
families
Simply-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's ever saying that they're gonna split up families. You're all gonna go. You're all gonna get deported. Like, what do you mean?
for
deported
seeking
together.
a better life or for
What happened
seeking
to
a better
that?
life for themselves or their loved ones. And so we call for a swift and coordinated
didn't it-
action by our federal officials to put an end to these destructive practices and instead focus on
You know the fastest way to stop this destructive practice, quote unquote, is to tell your fucking community to stop coming here illegally. How about that? Watch how quickly the problem will solve itself.
a comprehensive immigration reform.
Uh-huh.
We call on our fellow elected leaders to raise their voices with courage and to center humanity in every decision they make.
Humanity.
Ahora en español. Soy la alcaldesa Janet Sánchez
Turn it down,
Palacios de
'cause
la ciudad
I
de
can't speak
Ventura.
Spanish. You're gonna say the same thing.
Y estamos aquí.
It's really, isn't it embarrassing that like every single one of them goes up and says the exact same thing about like, oh, like think of the children,
Really?
think
Like
of the
copy and
kids,
paste it.
people are afraid,
It's, like,
all of this
embarrassing,
stuff. Like every.
It's like, bro, get over it, Onk. This is why we voted for Trump. Like, you're literally, you're barking up the wrong tree here, dude. This is you're losing an uphill battle here, brother. You're dying uphill. You're not doing nothing. As a matter of fact, most of the immigrants that live here, you know, what you meant to say was American citizens that came from other countries. Most of them literally just fucking voted for Trump, dude, because of this fucking reason. Because they know that this shit is going on. That people are like, all these illegal immigrants are just ruining shit, causing a ruckus, ruining shit, costing more money, causing crimes. Like, bro.
Every single time it's the same exact thing. It's all emotional manipulation every single time, all the way down. There's no logic in this at all. Like if you go and you're committing crimes or you're not supposed to be here, and if you have a kid somehow, like they're not supposed to be able to arrest you. Like it doesn't even make any sense. They're trying to weaponize your empathy against you to make you advocate against your best interests. Yeah, and also who's gonna what cut the fields or whatever? I mean, damn, man, like you just went you had to just go out there and say that? I mean, you.
This is what I mean, dude. Like, these people don't even realize that they're being racist against their own people. Like, you're basically condemning your own people and basically saying that your people are, like, basically so bottom of the barrel that the only jobs that they can do and can handle are just, like, low nothing burger jobs. And that's another thing, too. Like, why are you saying that a farmer is a nothing job? Like a fucking, you know, like an immigrant job, like a job that nobody wants. What are you talking about, dude? There's plenty of people that are farmers and like having a farm. Like, look at Lean Beef Patty, dude. She literally has her own fucking farm. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, my buddy Alonzo, kid who's always in here, his family literally have like a tiny little farm in their backyard. They grow their, dude, most people would rather have their own farm so they could grow their own vegetables, their own, you know, produce and all that stuff. You know, their own eggs. Most people want that stuff. My parents want that stuff, but you can't afford it. So is it? But they wouldn't think of something like that because they're fucking stupid, and they literally are going for an agenda. What they want is people, a slave workforce to wipe their asses. They don't actually care about them. Like, what the fuck? Like, it might sound fucked, but we're the only people. We're actually the people who do care about the immigrants. That's why we're sending them back, because we're not trying to exploit you. If you want to come here legally, and then that way you can get a good job.
Right, you wrote this down. Didn't you think about how people would see that? Racist to their own?
Wrote this down.
Well, they just want an underclass. That's what people want.
Racist to their own.
It's embarrassing. They're already saying the quiet part out loud. These illegal aliens make up their entire economy by being exploited, and they can't run their economy without them. The whole state goes under if they deport the illegal aliens.
la justicia
I bet you're probably right, honestly.
y la dignidad humana.
I do.
Y
And
llamamos a nuestros colegas, líderes electos, que también alcen su voz, actúen con valentía
I know
y que
exactly what you're
pongan
saying.
la
She's
humanidad
Spanish. She's
en
literally
el
just
centro de
repeating
cada
herself.
decisión.
remember Vance said that?
Fuck off.
Al alcalde
Mamá me la
Vance.
pendeja.
Muchas gracias.
How about that?
I mean, I think everybody said that, right? I mean, let's be honest.
That spoke. Let me just say that of the leaders that are standing here,
And turn it back up.
whether a raid took place in your city or
You mean the
not,
fucking
it's the
insurrectionists?
sense of fear that is
You a rebel
spread
and a pawn?
when these
You a
raids
traitor?
take
Oh my
place.
God.
And I think everybody here knows
scared.
that maybe today it was the city of Los Angeles.
That's right.
Tomorrow it's one of your cities.
That's what I'm hoping
When
for.
this type of
That's a best
chaotic
case scenario.
behavior from Washington, D.C. is forced upon a city, upon all
It's
of our
chaotic
cities,
to enforce
then
immigration
again,
laws.
the fear and the terror that is in our populations is profound and very traumatizing.
Yeah.
I've asked
Are you
the,
scared of being deported?
mayors and other leaders
Yeah,
that didn't
aren't
have
you
an
guys?
opportunity to speak if they would come up and introduce themselves and the position that they hold within their city. So we would ask that maybe we could start here.
Oh my God. How many of them are going to come out and say
Thank you,
this?
Mayor Bass. My name is Lorraine Avila Moore, council member from the city of Linwood, and I support Mayor Bass and all my colleagues behind me. We stand together united, and we will continue to fight this.
These people don't want to give up their slaves, man. They really don't want to do it.
Buenos días, soy Pedro Chávez, el alcalde de la ciudad de Santa Paula. My name is Pedro Chávez, and I represent the people, the hardworking people of Santa Paula.
Next. Is everybody has to go up and do this?
Muy buenos días a todos. Me llamo Jorge Chávez. Soy el alcalde de la ciudad de Bell Gardens. My name is Jorge Chávez. I am the mayor of the great city of Bell Gardens out in southeast Los Angeles. Jorge, Jorgel. Thank you so much.
Mario Trujillo, the city of Downey.
Notice an agenda here, guys. These guys, like, obviously they're all fucking biased, dude. They're literally all Mexican, dude. They're literally all fucking Mexican, brother. Like, all of your guys' opinions absolutely mean to me. Like, bro, what? This is literally like asking a convict and other inmate. This is like asking other inmates if another convict should be let out of jail, and like asking the convict if they should be let out of jail. What the fuck?
ICE was in my city this morning.
Yeah.
They raided the Home Depot, the LA Fitness.
Damn.
And
Wow.
I understand they arrested an elderly man in front of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, a place of worship. He was dropping off his granddaughter at OPH school. Our job as elected officials is public safety.
All right.
We would submit to you that these raids at Home Depots, restaurants, places
Home
of
Depots
worship,
are
or
safe
schools
zones.
are not keeping our community safe. They are creating havoc and fear. This
What the fuck does Home Depot have any responsibility to keep your community safe? They're a fucking store. Are you stupid? Are you actually stupid? There's no way this guy actually
is
said
not
that.
the way to provide public safety to the community. We're calling on the administration to change course.
Yeah, you're right. You are right, Bozo. This wasn't the way. The original way was to go into the jails and fucking get them out of here, but you guys didn't want to do that, so you played yourself.
And do their job correctly. Thank you.
So they're still doing it
Mario
even today.
Trujillo, alcalde anticipado y current council member de la ciudad. Nuestro trabajo como personas
Yeah, it's
elegidas es
happening right now.
protección. Lo que la gente quiere de nosotros como los elegidos es protección de su familia y sus casas. Lo que está haciendo el gobierno federal no está.
Yeah, imagine if we voted for this. Yeah, I mean, like, so it's good to see that they're not like quitting on it, right? Like, I mean, immediately they're going after it, right? I'm very happy to see that. Playing the victim, yeah, this is the thing, and yeah, no, it's great to see because like I was worried that they were just gonna stop because of like all these riots and like pause it, but the fact that they're even going harder now, like I think that really, it breaks people's resolve. Because like this stuff's not going to last forever.
We're going to go through. We're going to ask the mayors to introduce themselves, their name and their city,
Why?
and if there has been a raid there.
Oh, okay.
Any follow-up, we will give you the contact information.
All right,
but we
let's
want
hear it.
everybody to have an opportunity to speak before you open up.
How many raids are they doing? Let's find out.
My name is Gil Hurtado, council member of the city of Southgate. Soy Gil Hurtado, concejal de la ciudad de Southgate. Y nomás quería agregar que aunque físicamente ahora estuvieron en Southgate, psicológicamente han estado ahí desde el principio. What I was just saying in Spanish was that although ICE had not been in our community physically until this morning, psychologically they've been in our community ever since this whole mess started. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you.
They've been on your mind. Okay. They haven't been there, but they've been on your mind.
My name is Andrew Lara.
Yeah.
I'm a council member with the city of Pico Rivera. I'm California native. My ancestors were baptized at Mission San Juan Capistrano in 1807.
So you're not
we are
an illegal
a group
alien.
of people who know what it's like to be illegal.
Wow. They have managed to swindle an actual American citizen into believing this buffoonery.
Legal in our own land.
1807.
The very first thing that California did when they became a state in 1850 was pass a law that allowed the enslavement of California natives. So I stand in solidarity.
You
with
know
my
what?
colleagues
Slavery is
behind me,
bad.
and I denounce the fear that is taking place in our communities. And I thank Mayor Bass for your
There would be no fear if there was no illegals.
leadership. Thank you.
So in 1850 something happened, which means that now we need to have
Buenos días.
open
Mi nombre
borders.
es Alberto Méndez. Soy de la ciudad de Fillmore. Hello, my name is Albert Mendez. I'm with the city of Fillmore, and I stand in solidarity with Mayor Bass and my fellow mayors. Thank you.
I don't give a fuck what you stand with, motherfucker. Dude, you could be standing in Mexico for all I care, dude. What the fuck does you have to, it's standing with anything have to do with any illegals being in or out of here, dude? Like, this is kind of pointless, dude.
Okay, good job.
Good morning, everyone. Sal Melendez, mayor for the city of Montebello.
Like, well, the biggest question here is what the fuck, like, this is what I mean, dude. The fact that so many people are fleeing Mexico and want to leave Mexico, that should tell you something about their president, dude.
And I just want to echo what one of my colleagues said from
Like, why
Southgate.
don't you fucking rein in your people, dude? Like, why don't you fucking, you know, put out like a PSA like, hey, dude, stop fucking leaving the country illegally. Like, stop embarrassing us and shit like that. Like, if we catch you trying to leave, you know, you're gonna get fucking arrested. But nah.
Physically, ICE has not been in the city of Montebello, but psychologically they're there. Our community is
So
in
why are you
fear.
here?
Our community is afraid to go out,
why are
and
you here?
I want to thank Mayor Bass for putting this together.
So you're afraid to go out for something that isn't even being affected in your area. In your area, you sound like the most fucking like. Oh my god, dude. You sound like the most coddled fucking being I've ever heard in my life. Like, what are you talking about?
Together, and I stand in solidarity with all of my colleagues in the region. Thank you.
Let's have. So we gotta go through like at least six
Good morning,
more of them,
Jessica
right?
Ancona, Mayor for the City of Belmonte. Buenos días, Jessica Ancona, Alcaldesa para la Ciudad del Monte. Although we haven't had ICE raids in the City of Belmonte as of Friday,
None of these people have had
back in February, we did have a raid or a family detained, the brother and mother of a young woman who was battling cancer.
Yeah.
Their primary caregiver of the
Right.
young lady was taken, as well as
Right.
the brother. And at that time, I mobilized resources to get them representation on behalf of Congressman
More emotional-
Casey Nettles.
more
I reached out to
emotional
the Attorney
appeals.
General's office to provide them
That's
as
what
much
it all
support
is.
as we could. So I'm here standing with
entire
all of my
thing.
colleagues, mayors, council members,
It's
local
crazy how one-dimensional
Thank
this
you, Mayor
is.
Bass, for having us. Coming together, standing united.
Like, not one person has said an actual reason, provided an actual statistical reason. Oh my god, bro. Not one person fucking here has really given us any fucking reason statistically as to why any of these people should fucking remain here. You haven't told us if or when they're gonna start working or how you're gonna get that done. Nothing. It's just all emotional nonsense.
And denouncing what is going on. We want the National Guard out of our region. We want the military.
Alright, boo-hoo, dude. You want the National Guard out of here? We want the illegals out of here. I guess we can't all have what we want now, can
out
we?
of our region. They have
Then
no
get the
business
illegals
here.
out.
And we also want.
Oh, Oh yeah, they have no business here. Yeah, well, check one. You're already wrong because they literally do have business here. They literally have fucking court-ordered documents from judges to be there. And then B, the only people who have no business being here are the fucking illegals that you're protecting.
Out of our cities.
Then self-police.
Keep our families safe. And
they don't want to be there
I stand
either.
united here with all of my colleagues. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty simple, right?
Nobody wants to be here.
I don't know why it's lagging like this. It's just annoying.
Of your stupid own agendas.
Did it lag out? I'm gonna refresh it.
The Department of Homeland Security and the phone number for the ICE hotline all throughout our entertainment district. We've been living in anticipation and fear of what is happening right now, and I'm proud to be here standing in solidarity.
Dude, you are like the whitest person here. What the fuck do you have to be fearful? This is what I mean, dude. None of these people have actually any fear. Like, what are you scared about? Are you scared that Starbucks is gonna be closed in your nearest neighborhood because of all the illegals fucking like robbing it and shit and fucking doing meth and heroin in the bathroom? Is that what you're worried about? Is that what you meant to say?
Solidarity with mayors behind me and from across the country who are standing firmly against the destruction and disruption happening to our local communities. Thank you.
Dude, the only people who are firmly standing for this bullshit is basically, for the most part, everybody in this fucking room.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be very disturbing. Oh my God! They're gonna have
I'm Melissa Ramoso,
every single
former
one.
Mayor for the city of Artesia. I'm here today in solidarity with all the elected officials here. I am so proud that Mayor Bass has taken the stance and has gathered us here. We're living in a time that we have never seen. Last night, I had a young leader in my city text me and said, "Councilmember,
yeah, I know.
Like, we're scared. What do we do?" And then I said, let's meet. And so right after this press conference, I'm meeting with her and other young leaders. And
that's what you do.
As a daughter of veterans,
they get mad when you want to free the slaves, huh?
It is
they get real mad
that people who look like me are supporting people.
They get real mad when you try to get rid of their $5 workers that'll cut your entire fucking lawn, for like 2 pennies and shit. You don't gotta pay them health insurance or nothing. They're off the books. They can't sue you if they get injured. Nothing, dude. Yeah. I was totally believe you, dude. Yeah.
Who look like my Latino brothers and sisters here.
What?
It's going to happen to the AA and HBI community. It's going to happen to everywhere. To all the ethnicities. So
wait, Asian Americans?
All of the other leaders to stand up and stand together in solidarity.
We're not deporting ABGs. It's not happening. There's no way that's gonna happen.
Good morning, everyone.
Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, bro, like, this bitch doesn't even know what the fuck they're talking about, dude. Like, we literally have actual, like, Chinese communist spies trying to, being caught red-handed for espionage, and we're not even fucking deporting them. So that should fucking tell you something, dude. The fact that only illegals are getting deported, like, yo, bro,
I'm the vice mayor for the city of Cudahy, the Sela region, and although the raids haven't happened in our small city, they are happening in Southeast Los Angeles pretty heavily, and we stand united. And I also want to speak to Americans, especially to those who have allowed our community to be the scapegoat of this administration, that made you feel that your American dream hasn't happened because of us. I have a doctorate degree. All of us here are successful, and we are educated with our community behind us, documented or not. Undocumented people, the communities that we represent, where I...
Whoa, no, don't do that. Don't say undocumented or not, because if it's undocumented, then you guys shouldn't even have those positions. You guys should be sent back. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What is this woman saying, dude? Dude, this woman is literally claiming that they're not stealing the American dream when most Americans nowadays can't get fucking jobs because all the jobs that your average American could get are being stolen by fucking immigrants. What are you talking about?
I grew up. They did not interfere at all with my ability to be successful or achieve the American dream. If at all, they helped. They helped
Good for you.
feed us. They helped take care of my daughter when I needed babysitting and I couldn't have family members do it. There are neighbors. We don't ask our neighbors whether they have documentation or not. We are all united and we are all here. And if you should have anger, it should be for the gutting of Medicaid. It should be for the gutting of your Social Security. And it should be for corporate greed, because that is who they're after. And they're using our brown bodies to avoid the conversation that this administration is a failure and they do not know how to.
You are corporate greed, you dumb bitch, dude. You are literally fighting for cheap labor right now. That's the only reason why you want the immigrants here. Give me another reason why you want the immigrants here. Bro.
How to legislate.
We're like three of the people that came up here have as white a skin as I do. What do you mean brown?
My name is Lana Negrete. I'm the mayor of the city of Santa Monica. Although we have not had raids, we have.
What do you mean?
Vehicles. It has created fear. As a community who is still recovering, I'm a small business.
And you guys are so fucking white that if you guys went back to your actual countries, you guys would actually be brown because you guys would be out in the sun doing actual work. That shit is crazy. Like, bro, you're all like white skin, dude. And you're so white, and it's from being inside just pushing pencils all day, dude. Like, you're a desk jockey.
Business owner myself from COVID and the impacts to our local economy, and then the fires. We are seeing restaurants close, car washes shut down, and our local economy suffer. So my only message is that if this administration is concerned about economy, we are the fourth strongest. This is impacting the small business owners.
And why are you the fourth strongest?
In a huge way. And I urge our community to try to stay together and calm the anxieties. Today we have graduates crossing the stage. This should not overshadow their opportunity as they launch into our community as young adults. And so my message to Santa Monica and everybody around is that we are here as local leaders. We are trying to provide as much transparency. If I know anything from the fires, it's consistent.
Well, that's the thing. Now I'm questioning all of you guys. Not half you guys came up here and kept repeating that, oh, whether you're undocumented or documented, you know, I achieved this. No. I definitely know the government. Is gonna look back at that and check if they're actually all legal and shit now. Like, bro, you guys are just incriminating yourselves. Like, what do you mean, bro? Obviously, I don't want you in fucking power and to be a mayor or to have any say in anything if you're fucking not even supposed to be here, bro. That was the whole dilemma for the voting, for the election. Was that we had an influx of fucking illegals that weren't even documented and weren't even supposed to be here voting and having a say in our election. Like, what the fuck? That's why people thought that the election was rigged the first time, because that's literally what happened.
Consistent communication and collaboration, togetherness. So standing here today, we are sending a sign, and there's many that are not here, that we stand together. We are working together to share information, to quell the anxiety in our community as much as we can. So thank you.
It's all about the fear, bro. Like, that's the whole thing. It's all fear. The whole thing. We got a big pack back about this. Stop the tribalism.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brenda Olmos. I'm the vice mayor from this beautiful city of Paramount. On Saturday morning, myself, along with Assemblymember Solache, we were.
Now I'm starting to see why LA is the way that it is now, because every fucking mayor from LA is literally a goddamn Mexican, bro. They're literally just goddamn Mexicans. They all just support this shit. They basically just want Mexico to invade LA. Like that's what it's starting to look like to me. That's literally all I'm getting from this. Is that you guys all have some agenda or some secret plan or some shit. You guys are all in cahoots. Like bro. Like you're telling me I'm the only one, and I am Hispanic, dude. Like, I'm telling you this, dude. Like, how the fuck is it that I'm the only one that finds this suspicious? That of course all of you guys miraculously have the same opinion, and you're all like basically either Hispanic or no. You guys they have to be Mexican. Like, there's no way. Like, the majority of you guys are either Mexican or Spanish, like, and that's not, like, at all surprising.
Yeah.
Talk about inclusivity, right?
Asked, and we were hit with the rubber pellets or whatever they were shooting at us.
Why?
I'm asking you, please,
why were
listen to me.
Why did that happen?
Stop terrorizing our residents. You need to stop these raids.
Stop bringing illegals officials here, and you got a deal. As simple as that.
Why?
We were at a council meeting
So they
last
went into
night
your
where
house and
members
they
of our
shot you
community
with
were
rubber
crying
bullets?
to us. And Mayor, we need help.
Wait,
we need
really?
direction with all of our great city council members. We need help and guidance on what we could do for our residents. But I'm asking
They threw
you,
it in her
please
house?
stop the raids. This has to stop now. Thank you.
Please stop it.
Yeah, so do all the
Okay.
others.
Green,
They have
I'm
to stop
Doug
coming
Halter,
here now.
Deputy Mayor of the City of Ventura, and this is
Yeah.
absolutely unconscionable what's going on. I had never thought in my life that I would be seeing this sort of disruption and this sort of terrorism attack on our citizens, on our community, on our residents, our friends, our family, our neighbors, our workers, our employers. Everything that impacts one part of our community impacts all of us. And to see this coming from our own country, the country that I was raised by my Italian grandparents to love and be so proud of,
Wait.
to see this happen, it's just unconscionable.
Wait,
This has
okay,
got
so
to
another
stop.
illegal immigrant.
We've been asking for comprehensive
Okay.
immigration reform for at least 30 years. Now, if he really
Right.
wants to be a hero, get on it and get it done. And leave our people alone.
Be a
'Cause we
hero.
will fight and we defend them. They're part of our community. They will always be a part of our community. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, except they're not because they're fucking illegal. That's literally what that means.
That's not one of them actually bring up
everyone.
one illegal
I'm
person.
Councilmember Velma Cuellar Stallings. Buenos días, yo soy la council member de la ciudad de Paramount. Señora Vilma Cuellar Stallings, first of all, thank you, Mayor Bass, for having this. And on behalf of Paramount, I just want you to tell all of you that we're standing together. And together,
Ignore all
we're
the
gonna
legality
get
talk,
this
only
done.
appeal to emotions?
Please, please, Paramount, know
Yeah.
that we're here for you.
Well,
Thank
not
you.
really though, right? Because if you actually interfere, you're going to go to jail. So like you're just going to go and say this and that's it.
Yeah, we're just sitting here and
Buenos
standing
días,
here
mi
and
nombre es
saying,
Leticia López y estoy con la ciudad de City of Vernon. My name is Leticia López and I'm here with City of Vernon as a council member and I stand in solidarity with my elected officials and Mayor Bass. Thank you for bringing us together.
Okay, how many more of these people do you got to go through? Like this is getting fucking annoying. I think this is the last one, right?
Good morning, buenos días. My name is Crystal Larios. I am with the Vernon City Council.
I think this is the last one.
Crystal Larios, estoy con el Consejo Municipal de la Ciudad de Vernon. I am a proud daughter of immigrants. Soy una hija de inmigrantes.
Like proud immigrants. So because I'm proud immigrants, that means we get to like break the law. Fuck it.
Paz Inmigrantes, muy orgullosamente. Estoy con ustedes. I stand with you, and I pledge all my support to the elected staff and everyone.
I don't know.
doing everything we can to help.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck's
Thank
going
you.
on, dude.
We'll open it up for questions now, and let me just say
God.
that we will provide everyone's contact information up here because we only have a few minutes for questions,
Yeah,
but
give
we
me
want
their
you to
contact
have
information so I can
complete.
call
Video will go
ICE on that.
nowhere. Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
are you
Dude, now
gonna-
I'm starting to question their legality.
There's no logic, only emotion. Yeah.
I mean, a couple of them did claim that they, were either undocumented or documented. So that, in my book,
I'm
is a
sorry, do I have
maybe.
what?
They absolutely calling ICE on someone.
Do you have any reports about the raids that happened
Yeah, do you have any comments about, your illegal workforce that you have working for you, Mayor? A bunch of maybe not documented, maybe not legal, not legal mayors and councilmen working for you? Making these bold statements out here? Do you have any comments on that?
Oh, there's more raids that happened
No,
today.
but I think that the mayor from Downey did address that and can address that a little later.
Uh-huh.
These people actually think that they did something.
Man. And yeah, the raids, yeah, they're going to keep going. I mean,
have
obviously
actually
that's what's
a
going to
call in
happen.
the next few minutes, not with him, but
Yeah.
to get that call set up. Well, yeah, that I want
They
to
just say the
speak
same
to
shit with 30
President,
minutes for
and
30
that,
minutes. Yeah, I
I want him
know.
to understand the significance.
Yeah, this shit, like, I mean, I
of what
don't
is
know why they're just keep
happening
going on
here.
about the same
There
shit.
are reports that if all of the military that have been designated to be deployed,
Yeah, what about it?
if you add them all up, it's more military than are serving today in Iraq.
Good.
And the money that is
Good.
used
It should be zero in
$150
Iraq.
All of our cities could use that money.
Good. W. Fucking great. That's amazing. I'm happy to hear that. Get the fuck out of Iraq. Let them do what they want to do over there. Yeah, rack should be 0. Leave them the fuck alone.
Shire
I have not heard that. I've not heard of anybody being booked under that. You know, we established a curfew last night, and there were over 100 arrests, but they weren't for looting. They weren't for vandalism. They were for failure to disperse, as well as a curfew violation. So what I'm hoping is that people got the message that we're serious, and we won't even have those arrests tonight.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. You had to shut it down.
Well, let me just tell you that the picture that is attempted to being portrayed, and all of us are impacted by this. If you look at TV and you see people who are demonstrating, some inappropriately, some violently, which I believe that anybody that's involved in violence or looting or vandalism is not supporting the cause of immigrants. Otherwise, they wouldn't.
So you mean all of them, pretty much?
Because they know that can
you're standing in the road.
even greater reaction from the administration. And so that is a picture you'd know in downtown Los Angeles because we are here.
Yeah.
You know that this is isolated to several streets in downtown Los Angeles. The curfew that we put in place yesterday is about 6 square miles of a city that is 500 square miles. So the portrayal is that all of our cities are in chaos, rioting is happening everywhere. It is a lie.
But doesn't that defeat the argument that everything is getting fucked up because of these raids then? Because if the raids aren't really causing this much chaos, like what she's saying, then what's the problem?
I don't even know, dude. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know, guys. It sure doesn't make sense to me.
The last I talked to the chief, there was no line of communication with the Marines. The line of communication is with the federalized National Guard, and you know they have one mission here, and that is to protect one building downtown. They weren't needed for that then, they're not needed now. When we did the curfew last night, it was all local law enforcement. Absolutely. I mean, well, first of all, I don't think it should be happening at all. But yes, there should be a line of communication.
So they should tell you so you can tell them to leave? Honestly, I think they should do that. Because if they tell them to leave or let them know, then they can get in trouble for it. That would actually kind of work out. That'd be beneficial.
Yeah.
Is there a double standard there, and what do you think about?
Well, I think you just illustrated the double standard.
What's the double standard?
Given that I was there on January 6th and saw an insurrection take place.
That's right.
The idea that what is happening here is an insurrection is just false.
Why is it different?
And I think it is deliberately false.
Why is it different?
They're confused.
Why? It's different because you say it's different.
Is there a reason why it's different?
Yeah, what you said there was half right. You just forgot to switch the order. What's happening here is an insurrection. January 6th was actually just a bunch of people fucking rioting. And they all got actually sent to jail for it.
Oh, okay. So there's no reason.
Whether you agree
it's
with the
different
pardon or
because
not,
it's
that's a
not the
different
same.
story, but they did get punished.
Administration is handling not only these protests, but their immigration policy.
Well, I mean, I think
Yeah.
that the other cities recognize if the nation's second largest city and our region that has 88 cities in it and is larger than 40 states, that's LA County.
Yeah.
If it can happen here, then what does that say about states whose population doesn't even match the population of our county?
Well, it means that they should follow the federal law and not get in the way of it, right?
really happening over there.
That's the whole
That's
point
really
of
all
starting in
happening,
LA. It's a show of force for them to show, you know what? Yes, this can happen to anywhere. Sorry about this. Audio for the questions are so bad.
Is this curfew order going to be extended? You extended first. Potentially a few more days.
Other states aren't as retarded as California, so this wouldn't even happen? Yeah, this wouldn't even happen.
Well, yes. So let me just say that the emergency declaration that I signed yesterday does not have a time limit to it. And so the curfews will go on as long as they are needed. But you know, it's really kind of interdependent on what the response is from the federal side. if there are raids that continue, if there are soldiers marching up and down our street, I would imagine that the curfew will continue. What I'm hoping is that Angelino's got the message last night that we are serious. The fact that the arrests last night were relatively minor, I am hoping that we won't have any.
She's trying to shift the blame? No, she's just saying that, like,
yes, it did.
She's not really saying anything there.
Have you gotten any indication that the raids are going to stop?
No. As a matter of fact, I think all of us probably have the same. I mean, at this point in time, we're functioning on rumors. And so the latest rumor that I'm aware of is that it's going to last for 30 days, but I really do have to say it's a rumor. Has anybody heard anything different? Right. But that.
So this would be a 30day thing.
We don't know. And that uncertainty creates fear and terror in our people.
There should be more.
No, I do not.
Dude. They act like they're dealing with Batman. Fear.
Assist the LAPD in enforcing the curfew.
Absolutely not. As one of our Marines who was up here, they are trained in warfare on foreign lands, not domestic. They cannot arrest. I don't know what role that they would play. And then just think about having the military here. When you see what's going on around here, if you drive a few blocks outside of downtown, you don't know that anything is happening in the city at all.
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be a good thing, right? I mean, I don't see how her saying that and downplaying it doesn't just immediately invalidate her saying that the raids are causing all this chaos.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You see what I'm saying?
The metrics.
Doesn't that not make sense at all?
Lifting the curfew are twofold. Number one, a night where there's no arrest, okay? But number two, it's interdependent on what happens with the administration.
And then, you describe these arrests as minor.
Minor meaning unlawful assembly and curfew.
Right. Not
No, of course not.
But we did see, he's on horseback, he's fighting.
Right.
Yeah. Not true. Military is trained on the ground and not international only. It's dumb. Well, of course it's stupid. Because they had to police over in Iraq and Afghanistan.
What I do believe is that we need to evaluate.
They had to deal with citizens there.
One thing about our cities is that there's cameras everywhere. So individuals might not have been arrested on the day they committed the crime. It doesn't mean they won't coming down the line. But there have been allegations, and we need to check into each one of those.
They're gonna probably do a few more, but it looks bad. It's a surveillance state. No, I mean she's saying everybody has cameras, like phone cameras, right? I mean it is a surveillance state, but not in that way. Those cameras only saw peaceful things. Yeah. Very clearly.
Right. Well, let me just tell you that I don't have any idea how much is being spent in overtime now. Again, unnecessary. Didn't need to happen in the first place. I am concerned about the budget impacts. We had almost $1 billion deficit here, and so I'm concerned about that. But there's no way of knowing, and there's also no way of knowing when it's going to end.
How do you lose that much money?
You talked about how you don't really know when the raids are going to stop.
Right.
A signature policy.
Damn.
Do you have any indication that this is a realistic ask of them to stop the raids? And if that doesn't happen, what is plan B?
Well, let me just tell you that the alternative is to stay silent. And to me, I am going to continue to advocate on a federal level and look at the breadth and power that is represented here. You have over 30 leaders of cities, 30 cities joining together to talk about how this is impacting all of us. You know that in a year, the World Cup is going to be here? 8 games.
They got to get them out before then.
Are going to be involved.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know the president is excited about the World Cup and wants to be supportive of the World Cup.
That's exactly.
The best way to support the World Cup in the raids, and frankly, share some of that financial support that you're giving unnecessarily to the military.
Right.
Unnecessarily. No, you
A
are right.
gaggle of Karens.
If it does, that the raids don't end, I mean we are stuck in this no man's land of not having any idea when the policy will end.
Well, it would end faster if you help them, right? Because the faster you get rid of them, the faster it'll be over. So it seems pretty simple to me. How many fat Karens does it take to emotionally manipulate a population? Apparently more than 30, because this doesn't work.
In all fairness, in 2020 I was in Congress and I was doing police reform on a national level. So I spent most of my time visiting other cities, so I can't comment about 2020 here.
Oh, you mean the last time that y'all burned down the city? Yeah, for sure. So you weren't there the last time it got fucked up. Trump's been telling people for years that he's deporting illegals. How hard is that to understand?
Trying to quantify that now. I invite the other mayors that have experienced raids, if they have quantified it now. But looking at police overtime, looking at the vandalism that took place in the downtown area.
And who did that?
There was also, the looting that took place on one night. And maybe it was 2 nights.
2 nights.
All of that is going to be a cost. But to me, it is also the human cost, the cost of these families being divided, for kids not knowing where their parents are, for kids and families being afraid to go to graduations. I had talked to a friend that went to the grocery store and the shelves were empty. Why? Because the immigrant labor didn't come to work. And this is an issue whether you are legal or not. You have people
that's so bad.
Office for their annual check-ins that they're supposed to with papers and going in and getting detained along with
that's awful.
So I think the cost has to be looked at comprehensively.
There's that many?
Vandalism and police overtime, but the human cost to the disruption of these families.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
She's digging herself a hole? Yeah, I don't know how she didn't understand that. Did she literally just say that?
Let me just say that the shows and all of that, I have not heard of one, but they are going to be accommodated. So
what
the law enforcement knows that this is a major entertainment center and that, shows are going to take place. So that will be accommodated. All right, thank you.
Oh, man. LA's running. So let me get this straight. So y'all had so many illegal aliens there that they don't even show up to work to stock all the shelves, and you can't get any groceries anymore? Damn, maybe you shouldn't have built your entire economy on illegal aliens. Like, maybe, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of a fucking mistake, right? And it's like, man, like, yeah, she means you. Yeah, exactly. This is so good. And I love how whenever they're talking about this, it's always, okay, so there's a bunch of jobs that, being in a field, being like a child care worker and then like a stalker for so we have a lot of these like really bad jobs. And so what we have is we have this population of people that we don't pay the same amount of money that we would pay a citizen, but we have them doing the job anyway. That way we get cheap stuff. And so we don't want this to stop. Things are, this is going really well for us. What is this? And also, I love how, you did the double speak of this, of well, guys, the amount of riots here and the amount of problems is only three streets. And then at the beginning, they're causing chaos. They're destroying everything. Everything's falling apart. Oh my God. But then wait a minute. I thought you said it was only 3 streets. Jesus, where are these people coming from? I don't even know what to say. They don't get the same rights. They hide in fear and we pay them 1/5 of normal. Well, hey, you know what? Just for history's sake, why don't we pay them 3/5 of normal, right? For a little bit of nostalgia. It's a fucking embarrassing.
Nostalgia.
They don't want to lose their fucking slaves. That's the problem. That's the issue. It's insane. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people. And federal should raise the minimum wage without corporations taking it out on the consumer. I mean, it's up to the corporations to decide that. Yeah, that'd be a legit reason to cry. It is so bad, man. I mean, but would they work for a lower salary? It's not like they are slaves. They're not slaves, and you're right, and I shouldn't call them slaves. It's a good point. They are not slaves. It is not even remotely close to how bad slavery was. But these are the same arguments and the same appeals that slavery had. Very good point. Definitely not slaves. But at the same time, definitely not, people that have rights either.
This department is on tactical alert.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit, there's one more thing that I wanted to look at regarding this. Yeah, I think it was...
California rioters just ransacked the Apple Store. What's this about? Whoa, it's like a stampede. Look at these guys. This is crazy. And they're inside the store. Look at them just ripping phones, taking stuff. Wow, this is crazy. Look at all these people. There's no police anywhere. They are just ransacking this place, clearing it out. Oh, you hear the police? Are they going to run?
If I was these business owners from now on, I would have all my stores in different places, you know? I would stop putting stores in plazas like this. Like, for instance, I would have the Apple Store just like in the middle of a residence, you know, just the middle of nowhere. And then, like your other stores, likewise, like just spread them out to prevent.
They're leaving. Everyone's got something in their hands. Oh, there they go. One police car showing up. That's all it took. There they go. Look, there's still people inside the store. This is a massive Apple Store. Look, these guys, they still want to go get something. Oh my goodness, what mayhem. There's graffiti all over the place. Windows are broken.
What the hell is this?
This is crazy. Oh, look, are they trying to get out through the window? Are they trapped inside? They might be. People are blowing stuff up. This is crazy. But sadly, the Apple Store isn't the only business that got ransacked and now has to close. Look at this. Here these guys are. You can see them running out of the back door of the Apple Store as the police show up. And now look where they go. CVS. This is awful.
Bunch of idiots.
Look at everyone's wearing a mask. Everyone's covered up. Can't tell who anybody is. Nobody's going to get arrested. The local police aren't going to be able to do anything about this. They could show up. Oh, I think that was something from a protester. We'll see. That was crazy. Now they're running. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? They're all bolting separate directions. They're coming out with backpacks full of stuff. Look, this guy's got so much merch right here, he can't even get out the store. That's crazy. But as the protesters are moving from CVS to another store that they're just going to totally clear out, the people that looted the Apple Store, they're figuring out the phones they took don't even work. Look, they're all locked. None of this stuff works. They wasted their time stealing these things. And these are brand new devices. Look at.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Anybody who is here rioting and fucking basically at these protests are low IQ individuals. They are actually retarded, dude. They don't think ahead. They don't think of anything. They just think me now, me, me, my cause, me now. Like, yo, bro, like, you're so stupid. You really think Apple was just gonna let you take the phones for free? You just stole nothing, basically, because you can't even use the phone. And even if you did were able to use the phone, you really think Apple wouldn't go out of their way to get all those phones back and, like, hire agents or some shit to, like, retrieve the phones? Hunt you down personally? Like, bro, you're so stupid.
Yeah.
You wasted your time.
Look at the cops. They're just laughing about it because these protesters are so stupid. Here they are at the Adidas store. Look at that. They're breaking through the front door, and here they go. Look at them rushing in. You hear the police, but nobody cares. They don't even care. They just took out the Apple Store. Wow. Look, that guy's got a Mexican flag in his hand. Here they...
you did was raise the prices for shit online now, and for shit in your area for the other stores. Because obviously they're gonna know that they're the only ones with phones and shit because you just fucking robbed Apple and fucking basically destroyed all the stock that they had. So now they're gonna charge extra for the shit that they do have. You guys are playing yourselves, dude.
Come with all the stuff. They are cleaning this place out. Police are on the way. Look, you see the sirens right there? No one cares. Look at this person. He's getting in a car. His plate is right there, and he just got in that car with a whole bunch of merch. Hopefully somebody sees that. This is crazy.
Bad you have to be to rob fucking Adidas.
There is not going to be one sellable item left in this place. It's going to have to shut down too. How do you run a business like this? Look, now these guys are going.
Man, I'm happy, dude. I'm actually glad that all these retards are like fucking themselves, honestly. I'm happy, dude, because in a couple of weeks when they realize that all these stores are closing down, now the economy's gonna be even more fucked in California, and shit's gonna go even higher. The prices for things are gonna go even higher. Like everybody's literally gonna be enjoying the spoils of Donnie J, you know, lowering the price for everything. And California's still gonna be there bitching about how the prices are fucking high. Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe it's because we have a bunch of baboons as citizens. Like, what the fuck?
Going in. They don't want to miss the party. With the police right there! Look at this. This is so ridiculous. Armfuls of stuff. The guy fell over some other clothes that was on the ground, and this guy just picked it up. I mean, this is all you need to know right here. This will teach ICE not to come into this city and enforce the law. A guy with a Mexican flag looting the Adidas store. That'll send a message. And look, now the police show up, and then they just drive away.
Like I said, dude, this is all just spreading xenophobia. This is having the reverse effect, dude, because now people are gonna be like, oh, dude, fucking Mexicans. We don't want Mexicans in here destroying our fucking nation. In our country. I don't want Mexicans in my town. You're destroying that shit too. Like, bro, this is all just doing the reverse effect of what they think it's gonna do. And I can't wait for it to actually blow up.
There's so much crime, the police don't even know when to stop. They don't even know what to do. There's stolen merchandise littering the street. Look, this guy just got into this car. There's absolute.
That's what I mean. These are all just retards, dude. Like people getting in beamed up. Like there's not one person, you know, like there's not one crackhead in here, you know, running out and getting on his bike or fucking, you know, getting like a shitty 1992 Corolla. No, it's all like, you know, people with money, you know, hopping into BMWs and shit, like actual just
insanity. You know what I mean? And the police drove by, but they didn't get out. None of these people were getting arrested. So look, here they go. They're going back in. They saw the police drive by, and this is round two at the same store. You can't make this up. Give me a break, man. All these people should be in jail. Look at them. They're crashing into each other on their way in and out of this place. Now, obviously, this is what happens when the local government encourages one form of lawlessness, fighting ICE agents, standing up to the federal government, yet they're somehow surprised that another form of lawlessness has come in along with it. This whole city's fallen apart, and the plan to stop this lawlessness is to implement a curfew. Let's see how that's working.
Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area.
How come that's not her message to all of the protesters and all of the rioters in Los Angeles? How come it's only her message to people who might want to go and do looting? That's interesting. But as the mayor of LA is about to learn, protesters who don't care about defying federal law, they don't really care about defying local laws either. This is how the curfew's working out. Look at this. Here they are, marching with their foreign flags through the same part of town. And there's cars with flags out too. Nothing has changed. These people don't care. Look at that. There's a curfew and this is going on. No police in sight. This is wild. You hear screaming? Those aren't sirens, it's screaming. Look, there's people coming out of this, what looks like a hotel here, encouraging them, cheering them on. This crowd is massive. You've got cars completely overflowing the street. There is no law. There is no order here. The curfew's failed. This is failed.
Anarchy, straight chaos.
But was that really a surprise to anybody when this is what's going on?
Really began. Police decided at that point, after having a couple of bottles thrown at officers who were escorting that bus, that they needed to push the protesters back. The protesters threw some fireworks at some point. They continued to throw bottles and rocks at the officers, so they pushed them back pretty strongly. There was once again just
this is peaceful, guys.
That really
peaceful protest right
the
here.
President, and he took again to X this morning to say that this is all the fault of California Governor Gavin Newsom. President Trump writing on Truth Social, the incompetent governor of California was unable to provide protection in a timely manner when our ICE officers, great patriots they are, were attacked by an out-of-control mob of agitators, troublemakers, and/or insurrectionists. Make America great again. Now, it's as a result of all of these riots that we've seen and the looting on top of that, that Mayor Karen Bass of LA introduced an 8 p.m. curfew last night. As that curfew began, hundreds of protesters once again tried to shut down.
So, you got to understand, the mayor and the governor, they don't want the energy associated with looting the Apple store to go into the Apple store and into the Adidas store. No, they want all that energy translated into this anti-immigration crackdown. They want all of this to go against the president. They don't want the president to get a win here and restore order to their city, because these are their voters. These are the people who support them, and they're part of the Trump resistance movement.
101 freeway, which is the main artery running right through the heart of downtown.
This is when they took over the highway.
Police again moved in after the protesters cut through fences to get on to the 101. They started rounding them up. As we understand it, something like 67 arrests were made in all. And as all of this was unfolding last night, Governor Gavin Newsom decided to deliver his own address. It was very much in a presidential style, no doubt, with an eye to 2028. And Gavin Newsom...
If people elect Gavin Newsom as the president, this is what's coming to the whole country.
This administration is pushing mass deportations, indiscriminately targeting hardworking immigrant families, regardless of their roots or risk. What's happening right now is very different than anything we've seen before.
Usually, Brian, the protesters start gathering around 10, 11 in the morning, so we're about 5 hours from that point. So that's when we would expect to see them. We have not. We're checking all the social media channels, as always, to see where and how they are organizing. I have not seen any calls for them to get out on the streets as of.
So you've got the governor and the mayor who are just encouraging this. They're blaming all of this activity on the president. They're saying that this is the fault of ICE, that what ICE and the president are doing is wrong, that it's indiscriminate, that anybody could be deported, when we know that they're just going after people who don't have a right to be in our country and who came here when they shouldn't have. They're just enforcing the law, and now by standing against that, lawlessness is being encouraged, and that's what's causing these businesses to shut down.
I always wonder, how can someone spend day after day protesting? Don't they have jobs?
That's what I want to know.
Don't they have to go make money? But then we're learning that maybe some of them are getting paid to do this.
Yeah, there is certainly organization behind these protests, and you've heard the LAPD chief Jim McDonnell, say quite plainly the people causing the violence, causing the real problems here, have nothing to do with the cause of immigration. They are, in the words of the police chief, professional anarchists who the police here have seen during the George Floyd riots, during the anti-Wall Street riots, and so on and so on. These are the same characters, according to the police chief, who keep coming out and have nothing on their minds but violence and...
But when these people come out and they do what they do, they rile up other people who are truly thinking that an iron curtain of fascism is descending upon America and it's all President Trump's fault. There's people that really believe that the end of the world is upon us, and they're the ones that are going along with all of this, and it's just this massive inferno that nobody is standing up to except the president and the federal government.
A very different scene. And are those hats that you wear that are more like helmets? I mean, this is a worrying sight. I mean, Christina's sight.
Yes, it is.
Which is like,
look at them unloading supplies for the protesters right here out of his truck.
Festive atmosphere, and it looked like a lot of folks, including a lot of older folks, who were there for the right reasons.
This guy's tagging the sidewalk, right?
You know, this is troublemakers.
That's crazy. But the news camera can clearly see who's driving the truck, and there's a person here, a woman with blonde hair, who's unloading the truck. They could figure out who these people are. They could identify these people and unmask them and get them to stop this organized protesting activity. But what do you think? Do these protesters have a real cause? The mayor and the governor, are they right in saying that this is all President Trump's fault, that lawlessness has taken over their city when law enforcement is brought into this environment? Is there any way that can possibly be true? I don't personally think so. And to be honest with you, I think the country is in a real pit of trouble if we don't have a president that stands up to this kind of thing. Because if this happens here, it can happen anywhere, and we're all going to have problems. Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, man. Why am I not fucking surprised, dude? The second to last thing.
Los Angeles isn't seeing rampant looting, this is just undocumented shopping. As first, they looted the Jordan stores of its sneakers, then snuck in Zara to steal some cheap clothes, moving on to the Apple store to steal some phones. Even though they already know, once stolen, the devices are completely useless. So they went back to the Adidas store to steal some sweatpants. That'll sure teach those sneaker stores to not deploy the feds into their neighborhoods. And in case you're wondering what stealing cell phones and sneakers accomplishes that looting work boots or textbooks don't, we solved that in an earlier episode.
Why do you think bookstores were never looted and robbed during BLM riots?
Because black people, we enjoy education.
Oh, they weren't.
They weren't. That's the point. Why would we loot bookstores?
Why would you loot designer stores?
Because no.
That only sounds stupid because it is stupid, as the looters don't care if you're a multinational corporation or just some locally owned jewelry store.
Oh, they're in. Oh.
And as this street journalist was just recording the looting in public, these peaceful protesters beat him. They even tried to rob Nick Shirley in broad daylight. And attacking anybody the mob didn't like.
They're chasing a MAGA. They're apparently trying to attack.
So much for being peaceful people, as sadly the attacks weren't even the worst part about this. It's the looting that's likely the most damaging, where local business owners are losing everything.
But it is the small, the mom and pop businesses that have also been looted. Nimat, I mean, you have tears in your eyes of what they've done to your business.
Very bad.
Yeah, what happened? I thought you guys were sticking up for immigrants. You're just fucking over immigrants right now, from what it looks like. These people are so stupid. They don't even know who they're fucking attacking right now. They're just so blinded by fucking their hate for Trump.
It is 1 week is a riot, and
people of the transgender or other things, and they kill.
Like, dude, this guy can't even fucking speak English, dude. He's more of an immigrant than fucking most of the people that were up there talking in that fucking video a couple of minutes ago. Like, bro, this guy's an actual American citizen immigrant. Like, what about him? Like, what the fuck? Like, all these shits do is just fuck over actual immigrants that live here legally.
Close the business, and nobody can come inside.
With several such cases. All because the Democrats decided that President Trump can't get a win, so let's pretend we don't have a riot on our hands and sacrifice the entire life's work of actual Americans. As some locations were lucky and LAPD was nearby. But what the heck does looting a sushi restaurant have to do with anything?
Actual retards, dude. Competent bastards.
They must have heard that sushi's served with ice and just started smashing, as that's Otoro Sushi in Little Tokyo. They're run by Japanese chefs from Japan and only have 3 locations that can only stay open 5 days a week for 5 hours a day. So I wouldn't be surprised if their profit margins were so razor thin they could never open again. But sadly, the Democrats aren't interested in protecting those type of immigrants. They'll only bend over backwards to defend them and their makeshift mortars, letting them peacefully beat the crap out of each other in the streets.
That's what I mean. Why would we want these people here? Where it's like, it's either my way and I get what I want, or I destroy the entire city. You know, versus actual fucking hardworking, legal immigrants that came here and became American citizens. Like, what the fuck? Why are we not protecting them? Like, what the fuck? That's the community that we should be fucking worrying about, not these fucking stupid incompetent bastards that come over here just thinking that the world is demanded to them. Like, what?
And even pop off a couple paintball rounds at the police lines. As the left-wing news media first claimed, they're just having fun watching cars burn.
What is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into...
With a Democrat congresswoman declaring there was no violence.
There was no violence. I was on the street. I know.
And now stating it's just the exuberance of the moment.
For whether you see a burned car, a broken window, or whatever it is, it may be the exuberance of the moment.
How fiery but mostly peaceful became the exuberance of the moment is just a prime example of how stupid they think their voter base is. As anybody actually paying attention knows what's really going on, and no matter how many times they ask ChatGPT to rephrase their lies, it can't change the fact that they've officially lost the city, somehow thinking that this will stop the raids.
Stop with the ICE raids. If ICE shows up, do not resist, claim your rights. Shh, stay silent.
Hey, you, the guy that's about to write something disgusting in my comment section.
Stop it. Get some help.
But the Democrats' plan to stop the riots was even dumber.
But the real solution of all of this is for the administration to stop the raids.
Doubling down on that statement.
We need to stop the raids. This should not be happening in our city. The only thing it does is contribute to chaos. This was chaos that was started in Washington, D.C.
It's crazy how she's literally asking Trump to let the rioters hold the city hostage until he gives in to their demands of not enforcing our country's laws. Basically admitting she cannot control the city, all the more reason that the military needs to come in and save it. But now their argument against Trump restoring order to the city is that the deployment of the National Guard and Marines will cost $134 million, conveniently forgetting that California already spends $8.4 billion, or over 800% more, on health benefits for undocumented residents this year alone. It's that same argument of building a wall is too expensive, so let's just load 10 times that amount on EBT accounts to hand out. So I'm glad our ICE director doesn't care and will continue the raids.
As a matter of fact, we got over 100 teams out today.
enforcing immigration law, and we're going to flood the zone. I've said for a month, sanctuary cities. You don't want us to arrest these bad guys that you just listed out. We could arrest them in the safety and security of the county jail, but they won't let us into jail.
Well,
They release them into the community, which means we got to send a whole bunch of teams in the community to find this dangerous person that don't want to be found.
This is what I'm saying. This is what this bitch is talking about. Oh, it started in Washington. No, it started with you in Washington, you bitch. Because you want it to be a sanctuary state and you want it to have it your way. Like, no, bro, you're not gonna go against the law and thinking that nothing's gonna happen. Like, are you
So if anything, the raids in LA have only increased in frequency, proudly posting whatever they make an arrest. As I really think Homan knows. Either way, he's gonna get bad press, so might as well go all in on completing the mission. The problem is, like what initiated this in Minneapolis, where apparently the rioters mistook a drug bust for an ICE raid, and even to today, Reddit is out there warning their communities of ICE activity, even if it turns out just to be the local police fulfilling a student's Make-A-Wish dream with their SWAT team. And even when the original poster was corrected, they still stood by their warning that ICE could have been in the area, with other Redditors agreeing this was a good thing. They literally couldn't be any dumber if they tried, which makes me truly believe in the dead internet theory, as Reddit is likely just AI bots talking to AI bots, talking to anybody dumb enough to not notice they're talking to bots, talking to a couple foreign agents pushing an anti-American agenda. But ironically, and also tragically, probably the only thing that could save Los Angeles, California is Chinese President Xi, as all he has to say is, hey, I'm dropping by LA tomorrow. And just like when he visited San Francisco, it would immediately be cleaned up.
Folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true, because it's true.
And again, as of recording this video, it keeps getting worse for him, where LA implemented a curfew that nobody is listening to. Protests have spread up to Seattle, all the way over to New York City, and in Chicago, they just had to deploy the bomb squad into their sewers. So make sure you're subscribed, as it's about to get spicy. Don't doom scroll on so.
The bomb squad into the sewers? Yo, did he release a video on that? No fucking way, dude. That's crazy. Ah, I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Shit. Damn. Oh my god, there's more shit, dude.
Y'all ready for this?
Just never ending, dude.
You know what's so funny? Everyone who felt comfy enough to out themselves that they voted for Trump back in January, they're dead silent right now.
No, we're not. I'm actually live right now, posting videos on YouTube. You should follow me, actually. What are you talking about?
No, they're not.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I think we're more vocal.
What?
Just because you're in an echo chamber with your feed.
Apprehending them and taking them away from their families and their jobs and the lives they've built here doesn't bother you, then you're a bad person.
She thinks I'm a bad person. Oh, woogly boogly.
Oh no! Oh no! Fuck. Guys.
Bridget thinks I'm a bad person, guys.
Guys,
It's
I never
over.
thought about it that way.
It's game over, guys. My girlfriend's gonna break up with me. It's fucked.
And I don't want to be your friend.
The world is
and I don't care about your opinion.
What?
I say this in the most disrespectful way possible as a first-generation American whose parent is not from this country. If you got here and you got papers and you agree with what's going on right now, fuck you.
If you are a resident of Los Angeles, California, and you
I'm
have
starting to recognize a pattern.
a large platform on this app on the internet,
Yeah.
and you have decided, you have made the conscious choice.
Like that bitch literally told me fuck me because I'm not illegal. Like what? Like fuck you, bitch. Like what the fuck? Like by your own standards, you're saying fuck you to yourself. Well, like why don't you go to your parents' country of ethnicity, go there and become a citizen, drop your nationality here, and then that way you're an illegal now. You can't be here.
Do not speak out against the ICE raids that are taking place in the city right now.
Go ahead.
The attack that Los Angeles is feeling in this moment,
They're getting
if you're
attacked.
not sticking your head out for your own community, the city of Los Angeles in which you live, that you benefit so much from.
See, these women, all of them stand.
Dude, these women don't know shit, because I'm gonna tell you myself, dude, like, I even hear my own mother saying this shit all the time, dude. Like, dude, I fucking hate my own community, because they be doing dumb shit all the fucking time, dude. Like, what do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? Like, I'm sorry, but my community, the Hispanic community, isn't exactly the brightest community out there. Like, what do you mean, bro? What the fuck do you mean?
And to lose their royalty status, where they get driven around and food delivered by illegal aliens that work off of somebody else's Uber or Uber Eats account, and they have their entire lifestyle that's subsidized by the exploitation of labor of people in third world countries that have come over here seeking a better life, but have instead been taken advantage of by companies and corporations to the expense of everybody in the country. They don't want to lose their indentured servants. They don't want to lose their privileges.
Yeah, they're fucking proto-slaves.
They don't want to lose their pool boys, their housekeepers, all of the jobs that they think that they're too good to do. Well, maybe
Diego, the grass guy.
Maybe you're not.
If you can't do that, you do not deserve your platform, and maybe you should fucking move.
Oh.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but being.
Maybe you should fucking move. Maybe all those people who are here illegally should fucking move back to their country, you dumb bitch. You don't even realize what you're saying, dude. Like, just shut up.
Undocumented isn't a crime. You're just racist.
But it actually is. It literally is. That's why it's called the illegal immigrants, because you're here illegally. That's a crime to be here illegally. Like, are you stupid? Like, bro, I've been listening to this shit so much, it's now starting to affect my vocabulary, and now I'm starting to mispronounce fucking words, dude. It's actually causing.
See you in hell.
Bold of you to assume that I'm going to hell.
Oh, man.
If you have some
I think it's important to remember that though what Trump is doing in LA is absolutely deranged and incredibly fucked up.
Let's hear this from the mentally ill Pink Burrito. Let's hear her opinion.
It is an act of desperation. The people behind.
If you have a nose ring, your opinion is automatically invalid to me. Like, that means shit. Like, girls who have nose rings, septum piercings, nose rings, they will ruin your lives. Just stay the fuck
All
away
this,
from
though it may seem very calculated, are not smart.
California does not
it sure worked.
Really belong to the United States. It belongs to Mexico, and we stole it from them in 1850.
Didn't it belong to Spain before?
Well, guess what, dude? They literally had like almost 1,000 years to get it back. No. Yeah, they literally had a couple hundred years to get it back. Almost 1,000 years. So the fact that they didn't means that they're not strong enough. Therefore, i.e., it's our land now. So what do you even? Are we supposed to feel bad for them and give it back to them? Oh, sorry, guys. Like, what?
For Mexico?
You an idiot?
It did. So why is it that? I mean, shouldn't Mexico be apologizing to Spain?
Yeah, what?
I mean, because if anything, I feel like, and then the natives, right? I mean, shouldn't Spain because like, why is it Mexico? Isn't it weird how it's like, because a lot of people have owned the land over the years, but it's just the second people that owned it, the people right before us, they're the ones that really owned it. I don't know about that. That doesn't make any sense.
Because they say that?
Fuck.
It's just fucking stupid. Rules for thee, not for me.
People would not have to be protesting if what was going on in this country was even a little bit normal. Instead of
You're right. It's completely
thinking.
What this girl, by the way, she got nails like Wolverine. And you're talking about being normal?
Go make an
Holy
acai
shit.
bowl, Bridget. Like, just shut up, dude.
About what's going on. Think about what has been going on that causes something like this to go on.
Illegal immigrant.
Yeah, have. We've already explained this multiple times, but you guys are too brain dead to understand it. They originally wanted to go into the jails and get the criminals and just deport them and that be the end of the story, but you guys refused, made everything 100 times harder, and now we're here. So, I mean, yeah.
Immigration causes it. That's what we call that. That's what the cost. That's what causes it.
I would do absolutely anything for my daughter, and that includes going to a different country to give her a better life.
So do it legally.
These terms are acceptable. Thank God.
I like how she's saying she'll do anything, but, you know, she probably won't say she'll do it legally. Like, you're willing to do anything but just do it the right way, but do it legally? You have to break the law?
God, I was hoping this.
And being undocumented is not a criminal offense. It's a civil one. And if you've ever jaywalked, congratulations, because you've also committed a civil offense. And you're so...
None of these people think that it would be okay to do half of the civil offenses that are against the law. Just because something is a civil offense doesn't mean that it's bad. Or it doesn't mean that it's good.
Like, oh my God, Cindy, hello, is anybody in there? You know why there's a jaywalking fucking law? It's so people fucking look both ways and think before they cross and don't get fucking run over by a car. You brain dead hermaphrodite.
What does that even mean? Like, I don't even understand. Like,
this is gonna be a movie.
It's insane. And also, like, where does this even come from, by the way? Is entering the U.S. without documentation a criminal offense? It's generally considered a criminal Entering is, but being here isn't?
What? Oh, no, I see why. No. I see why that exists, because you could enter here, you know, legally, and, you know, like a visa or some shit, you know, be here legally for a certain amount of time, and then, like, you know, for instance, you could, like, miss your flight or some shit, or you could, like, you know, just say, fuck it, I don't want to go back, and then just remain here illegally, you know?
I just... Let me think. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I've got to process that. That's gonna take me a minute. Okay. So you're saying that? Okay.
Not that hard, Asman.
Wow. So you're saying that if you're not actively doing a crime, then it's okay. Like, if I don't even understand this. So if you, Mike, if you ran a red light and a cop sees you on like a camera running a red light, but you're not actively running the red light when they pull you over, they can't give you a ticket. I mean, I don't think this makes any fucking sense, guys. I really don't. Yeah, I have to lay down. This is crazy.
That's how it applies.
Worried about criminals being in this country, yet you voted for one to run it.
This is one of those moments where silence feels really fucking loud because...
Wait, hold on. Let me fucking actually do another fact check. Is it a federal crime? Yes. Entering the United States of America is illegal is a federal crime, specifically under This law prohibits unlawful entry by aliens into the United States, which includes entering at an improper time or place, avoiding inspection, or providing false information. Like, bro. Right here. It's in the fine print. I don't know why people are just you guys can't even see it though. Let me try to scroll down a little so you guys can see it. Right there, highlighted. Fine print. I don't know why people are trying to act like rules aren't rules just because you don't want it to be a rule now. Like, you're fucking brain dead, bro.
What do you mean you're not absolutely horrified by what's happening right now? If you are not absolutely horrified by what's going on right now, your delusion.
I've seen videos of children being separated from their families and families being pulled apart and people crying. Doesn't elicit any amount of empathy from you.
It doesn't.
No.
Nope.
They put themselves in that own situation.
That's what happens to.
That's like my buddy Alonzo. A couple of summers ago, taking the BB gun because we were shooting out in a lake and we were fishing and shooting. So he takes a fucking like semi-automatic BB gun pistol that I have, like actual like metal pellets, and he fucking like puts it right in his fucking palm like this and like, you know, pulls the trigger. He's like, oh, fuck, dude. And I'm like, what? And he's like showing me, he's like bleeding a little bit. And he's like, dude, I fucking shot my hand, bro. I fucking shot my hand. I was like, dude, why would you do that? And he was like, I wanted to know what it feels like. Dude, I didn't fucking feel bad. I just laughed at his face. Like, I laughed at you. You're a clown, dude. Like, what the fuck why would you do that? What the fuck? I'm not gonna start crying and shit when you, like, bro, it says Obi-Wan Kenobi says, Ooby-Doo-Balubi. You have done that yourself.
Anybody, whenever their parents commit a crime or do something wrong. That's just how it is. Like if you're a parent and like you rob a bank, they're gonna arrest you, and even if your kids are crying, they're gonna still put you in jail. Why would I have any empathy for that?
You know, like you're not immune
yeah,
to
what
crime.
is this?
That's like sovereign. That's like basically like saying you're a sovereign citizen. Like you can commit crimes and do whatever you want, and you have to follow the rules because you're a sovereign citizen. You know. Like being an illegal immigrant is essentially just being a sovereign citizen. You don't have to follow the rules. You can do whatever you want. You know, like what?
I'm so sorry, but you might be the problem. Empathy and kindness are some of the most powerful things that we have. Everyone you see on here is a person with.
Well, she's right about that, but she doesn't realize that it's been weaponized against her best interests.
The story, just like you.
I could never and will never be friends with a Trump supporter. And I hate when people act like that
That's
statement
sad.
is like
That's very sad.
crazy thing to say. Personally, I like to share similar morals and values with the people I surround myself with. And at this point, it's moved. It's always been like this, honestly. It's not even political. It's a human rights issue.
Influencer and content creators, if you can't even reshare something, we see you. Speak the fuck up. You should not deserve a platform if you...
I'm definitely speaking up. I want these motherfuckers deported, Bridget. I want them deported, motherfucker. That's what I'm using my platform for, to stop spreading all the misinformation and fucking, you know, put out what actually needs, like, the whole truth. Don't just put out a fragment. That's what I'm here for. You're gonna put out a fragment, I'm gonna put out the whole thing, dude. I'm gonna serve the whole cake. You're trying to serve up cupcakes? I'm serving up the whole fucking cake, bitch.
You can't even reshare.
Isn't it so good, bro? Like I am so glad to see this stuff. This is great. And someone actually doing something productive, not just talking Karens lounging into bed. I know it's bad. And so she likes being in an echo chamber. Yeah, these people don't want to talk to anybody that disagrees with them. That's it.
See you.
I say this with the most disrespect possible, but if you reap the benefits of Los Angeles and you're not willing to protect and respect individuals for the beating heart of Los Angeles, then leave this city. Because there are plenty of other states and plenty of other cities that will take you in your inhumane worldview, but it's not.
Yeah, I can't even hear it.
You know
but
what's
like, this is the this is the these are the people. I'm not really surprised by this. All Karens. I know it is. It is every single time. And it's all that you're a bad person or something like that. It's just embarrassing, bro. Illegals are the heart of the city. Well, again, I think that I think that these people have a tremendous amount of privilege, and they live. You know, again, these are all like, you know, at least many of them are like, I would say, like attractive, you know, women that live in a first world country. They live at the apex of privilege. And so they don't even understand the problems and the issues that average people have because they don't affect them. And so, yeah, they're narcissists. They are. I mean, like, you got people putting on like plastic surgery, shit like this.
So for anyone who's wondering, they aren't letting protesters in anymore. They shut that shit down.
Good.
There are two groups of people in this country that cause all of our problems.
not give an answer why. Someone got a video of me asking, find it somewhere. Will not say why. Did not say it's violent, did not say it's illegal, just shut it down. They are stopping us from protesting. They said it was their commander who shut it down. I said, oh, your commander's here? He said no.
So, I have a policy. If a person has face tattoos, they're not a good decision maker.
Yeah.
That's the policy. Now, you got a few of them boys that get it right. Like Post Malone. I like Post Malone.
A few of them boys that get it right.
But besides him, like maybe like one other guy, that's it. Good policy? Yeah. Like, look at the Island Boys. How are they doing? How the Island Boys doing? Yeah, Mike Tyson. There's another one. All right, that's fine.
It's all about the Island Boys.
She got that Medusa neck? She does.
The Medusa neck.
Oh my God.
To stone.
Here, he said no. I said, then who shut it down? He said, we didn't. I said, where's your fucking commander? He said, call LAPD. I called LAPD. The phone lines are closed. Seems like someone knows that they're doing something fucked up and they don't want to be called the fuck out on.
See, this is what I call about a caterpillar Karen. See, she going and pulling this Karen shit, but she's only in her 20s now. By the time that she's 45, you can imagine like that her kid's middle school is gonna know her on a first name basis. Like she is gonna be the terror of that school. She's gonna be part of the PTA, trying to get them to change the fucking food. Like this is gonna be, oh my God. Can you imagine that? That's terrifying. Whenever she evolves into a butterfly.
Please call your call LAPD, call your congressman, call your secretary of Homeland Security, call everybody. Let them know that this shit's not fucking cool.
Yeah.
And to all the LA lapdogs out here, we're breaking up fucking families and fucking schoolhouses, bro. I can't wait till they come for your ass.
So why would they come for LAPD?
Like the fact that you had to wear a fucking
I mean, they're not illegal
aliens.
aliens.
You're definitely making good decisions.
I don't even understand it. Like,
yeah,
like, you know what? I think that a lot of this is. I think that a lot of it is legitimately people that don't know that they're going after illegal aliens. Because they've said it so much, and they've intentionally obfuscated so much, that I bet some people are actually confused. And they legitimately think that they're actually rounding up all of the brown people or all of the fucking immigrants, and they're just getting rid of them. Straight up, because that's what they keep saying. Like, I mean, there's got to be some people that are dumb enough to not read anything about it. So yeah, they gaslight themselves. They sure do. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's the point of Democrat tactics? I guess so, but it's just, it's sad, man. It really is. And then, oh my God, bro.
Fuck off! How does it not, honey?
Carrying on is just making it worse.
Oh, okay, so let's be Neville Chamberlain from Britain, who literally is like, hey, let's not tell the Nazis not to do it, because then we're making it worse if we tell the Nazis not to.
How you're doing it, how you're going about it.
I get to tell them that they should.
This guy thinks that he's fighting against the Nazis.
Fucking brain dead.
He actually thinks that. Oh my God.
Resign, and they suck. Fuck you. Resign from your jobs. All of you. All of you resign.
Look like a cokehead. You literally look like a cokehead, buddy.
Well,
I don't think anybody's gonna take your advice.
everybody should just quit
And
their
I
job.
Want to. Shit.
Okay, great idea.
Because you like being a broke cokehead doesn't mean the rest of us.
All of you.
Look how red he is.
I have friends who are also here. I have friends who may have been taken away too. I'm nervous and I'm angry too.
I'm scared for them.
Yes.
I'm terrified for them and their children.
But I'm terrified for you. Because
Fuck that! I don't have children.
If you act out,
I don't have children.
What would you do if you didn't have breakfast this morning? But I did have breakfast. Yeah, but what would you do if you didn't? Yeah, but I did.
I'll go to jail. I don't fucking care. I have a cat.
I also have to say, my my rule works pretty well.
I love my cat.
is it? Wait, what is this?
It's private cat. Like, I love my cat.
I love my cat. I have a cat. Lunatic. Look at this. Oh no, look at this guy. We need to, dude, this is the problem, is that lunatic in LA screams and curses at law enforcement officer because they're protecting a city ruined by rioters. The dude has a total mental collapse and ends up crying and talking about his cat. Give police raises and reopen the asylums. Look at, by the way, look at how red he gets in just 1 minute.
All for a cat. I mean, I would crash
in
out for
1 minute,
too, but not like that.
Oh my god, this is insane.
Coked out, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking plastered. I know, this guy's absolutely out of his fucking mind. And so, yeah, it's closing the asylums is the biggest mistake we ever made. I know it is. It is a massive fucking mistake. The cat's gonna get deported. Yeah, we're gonna figure out whether that's a legal cat or not. It's gonna get deported. But yes, this is the way that a lot of them think. It's the you're fighting against actual Nazis. It's insane. Jesus, they're so fucking they're so brain fucked. They are. And what I think is so ridiculous about this is that, does anybody think about what the level of disrespect it is to the people that were oppressed by the Nazi regime? That these people, these like weird, hyper privileged, upper middle class liberals, like these like weird crusty retards, are going around acting like they're being oppressed by Nazis? I mean, isn't it kind of like devaluing what that was? Because I feel like it kind of is. The vaccine shot made them crazy. That's a good point. Yeah, this is another group too. Look at this. This is really great.
But I have a kid. If I don't, and these people are having their children taken and their parents, what about my kid?
So this is, again, one of the main things that these people love to do is they're standing in the road. They're preventing this woman from going to work. And they're explaining to her why it's actually a good thing that they're preventing her to go to work.
Look at this. That's what happens to my kid. But you can if you could just move out the way. You're not going to. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No, it's not.
How do you as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work.
Not work.
No, you hear this motherfucker?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Some people do have to go to work.
Like, dude, just because you make money
Isn't
off
that
of
crazy?
crypto,
Wow.
Fuck you, dude, doesn't mean, like, bro.
Yeah, not work. Yeah, imagine that.
I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problem. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
It's actually so funny because, like, these are the this is like, you could not have made a more stereotypical video than this.
Yeah, literally.
This is exactly this is perfect.
A black woman
absolutely
trying to go to
fucking
work.
perfect.
Ooh,
what an annoying, obnoxious
idiot.
person. They sent out a message to all of the stolen iPhones. Because you had a bunch of retards that went in and they broke in and stole the iPhones. iPhones stolen from an LA Apple store last night triggered an alarm urging the looters to return them. Please return to the Apple Tower Theater. This device has been disabled and is being tracked. Oh, wait, what? Well, they can't. How the fuck? Wait, they could do that? Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, there they are. We got them, guys. All right, yep, we got him. Fucking embarrassing.
This is a disgrace.
One of the ways that you can avoid this happening is that you have to bring in a Faraday cage. An easy way to do that is to have a microwave. And so if you're going to steal something like this, you have to put the devices inside of a microwave, because the way that a microwave contains, like basically it makes sure that the microwaves stay inside of there, also stops anything else from getting in or any signals and services from getting in. So if you want to steal these things and not have that happen, you have to put them in a microwave. Like, that's a very, very simple, easy way to do this that everybody has access to.
This guy is just telling them
And it's just how I do it. Yeah, exactly. Right. And so like these people, and now I don't know if that still works nowadays, right? But it used to work. And aluminum foil does not work. It does not work. And at least 30 seconds. Yes, exactly. So this is embarrassing. Like, these people don't even know how it works. They don't even know how it works. It's stupid. They so dumb, bro. Like, wow. Why do you do this? I'm just saying how it is. They think you mean turning on the microwave? No, it doesn't. No, the microwave, so basically the outside of the microwave, the way that it's built is built to obstruct frequencies and obstruct signals. So that's why you don't get microwaved whenever you're in front of a microwave. So, and that, you ever have like your mom tell you don't stand in front of the microwave? That's because the door could have some different, it could not be completely sealed. And so that's the reason why. It's Faraday cage. Yeah, you look this up. It's super simple. They dumb as fuck. They didn't even bring that.
Honestly, that whole spiel was kind of stupid too, because assuming that you actually do bring a microwave, put the phone in there and take it out, and take it home with you, you then have to take the phone out of the microwave, which then in that moment, Apple could just quickly fucking ping it and do what they just did right there in that second. They literally have trackers on it.
Like I feel like anybody will, I knew that by the time I was 18. Like, this is obvious. Does it block GPS signal? Yeah. If you have a good one, it does. That's the whole point. Once you take the phone out, connect to the internet? Well, yeah, but you can at least relocate it so they can't track you in real time. So that's the reason why. And it's funnier if you don't tell them that part, though. Yeah, it's embarrassing. You can't keep it in the microwave forever. Dumbass idea. No, it's not about keeping it in the microwave forever. It's about them being able to track your real-time location as you're relocating it to another location. Because, as soon as because they're probably not going to have, instantaneous... listen, this is not how to do it, all right? It's not how to do it. They're stupid for doing it this way. They're dumb. This is what you get. And here come the cops. There they are. You're dumb. You fucking idiot, right? That's it. Doesn't matter once it's bricked. You can still get... Yep, there it is. Oh, wow. Hey, look at that. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Where'd these come from? Oh, I bet probably from across the street. And so, they did a major announcement.
And
Mark
you're
Mullen,
sitting here...
If you hang on, let's listen in on Gavin Newsom, then I'll give you a chance to respond first.
California governor.
I don't think we have any volume. All right. I guess we have no... Is that on their end or is it on our end? I'm asking. If that's on their end, apparently a live feed. He's having a little bit of difficulty.
It's the smartest thing he's ever said.
Mark Mullen, if you have time for podcasts and MSDNC and to fight me on X and you on X, I think you're kind of missing the point. Or if you put handcuffs on police.
He absolutely is, Sean, but this is part of the best thing that could happen to him. He's having audio difficulties.
Worse than random
but it shows how bad the state's being ran, too, right?
Yeah, they can't figure shit out, man.
He's having a little bit of difficulty, Mark Mullen. If you have time for podcasts.
Oh, God. I don't even know what to say, but it's sad. And let's see if I can find it. Mic was stolen? Yeah, the mic got stolen. There it is.
I know Gavin Newsom. I actually happen to like him as a person. The reality is he's not going to like what I have to say on this, which is that his behavior is starting to resemble that of another Democratic governor from U.S. history by the name of George Wallace, who was the governor of Alabama, who famously stood in the way of federal desegregation. And in 1963, President John F. Kennedy had to deploy the National Guard of Alabama, just like President Trump is doing today. And I know that's counterintuitive to some people, but the parallels are actually pretty striking if you think about it. Democrat governors, when you look at George Wallace, he resisted desegregation. Gavin Newsom is resisting deportations. George Wallace wanted segregated cities. Gavin Newsom wants sanctuary cities. George Wallace stood in the school door blocking the way. Gavin Newsom.
I know people don't like Vivek because of like his stance on immigration. Listen, guys, you got sometimes whenever you roll the dice, you got to take a 16. It might not be a 20, it might not be a nat 20, but you got to roll with that 16. You got to roll with that 14. But he's mostly on your side.
Newsom is blocking the ICE vans. It's the same Democrat governor playbook. You dodge the feds, you rally the radicals, and most importantly of all, you do it in front of the cameras. Because what they were both doing is really carving their Democratic primary path for their presidential ambitions.
Yeah.
And Jesse, you can mark my words on this one. Gavin Newsom's presidential ambitions are going to end in the same place that George Wallace's did, in the dustbins of history where it belongs. That's just the truth.
Exactly. But man really thinks he's doing something.
He just talking mad shit, like, bro. God damn.
What the fuck makes you think we're gonna vote for you?
Oh my god, bro. You going in the garbage. Well, got put. Yeah, absolutely got fucking cooked. Wow. And Gavin to be a clown. Yeah, that was bad. And they got dustbin. Yeah, I think so. And on the individual level, you seem to cover them like that one time at the gas station. Well, what do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean. But anyway, let's go back. I see this here. And true, though? Yeah, it is true. It absolutely is. Let's see. I go find any more of these because there's a bunch of these other things that have been going on. And yeah, here it is again. They got a bunch of them.
Immigrants who were detained here in Southern California over the weekend have already been deported. Mexico.
Already? God damn.
Damn. That was fast.
That's fast.
Foreign minister says 4 immigrants who were detained.
Look at they dragging his fucking lazy ass.
Dragging ass.
Man, I would fucking hate being a cop. You gotta drag these fuckers around.
You know, not gonna walk themselves. You know, they're just gonna give up. No, dude, they're gonna drag you out.
You gotta drag them. Oh my.
Immigrants who were detained in Friday's ICE raid in LA's Fashion District arrived in Mexico less than 48 hours later. Some advocates call the speed of their deportation, quote, unusual. The Department of Homeland Security has not said how many immigrants they have detained in the raid so far, but says at least 16 people who were captured had extensive criminal history. Immigrant advocacy groups say more than 200 people who were detained did not have criminal records.
Right.
I've watched Molotov cocktails and fireworks shot mortars being launched out of tubes at our officers. They're encountering routinely M-type fireworks and commercial-grade fireworks, which in the state of California are considered explosives, and they can kill.
That's right.
Our officers should never have to face targeted violence while standing on a line to protect others.
People getting mad about me for saying this.
I want to thank the district attorney for pursuing felony charges in these cases. It sends a strong and important message. If you assault a peace officer in this city or this county, you will be held accountable. Additionally, I'm also pleased that there are charges related to looting and vandalism, crimes that took advantage of the unrest to target businesses and city property. In one case, a retail store was burglarized.
There's 2 people lost fingers because of those fireworks.
Merchandise were stolen.
Hopefully the people
and another
them.
graffiti was sprayed onto a historic public building while an accomplice stood watch. These crimes don't advance any cause or further any message.
That's right.
What they do is harm to our communities, our small businesses, and our civic institutions.
Thank God.
The LAPD will continue to investigate all incidents thoroughly and work with our partners in the DA's office to bring every offender to justice. We remain committed to protecting First Amendment rights, restoring peace, and holding criminals accountable. I want to thank our officers, our partners in this community for their resilience and cooperation throughout this event. Thank you.
Wow.
And before we start with questions, I also want to thank the 2 members of my office that have worked around the...
Last thing I want to check out before we... what was that? There's more shit. Nationwide is on your side. I don't think we're gonna watch the full thing because the video is already long enough, and I feel like if I record any longer, it'll be a it's gonna be like a fucking movie. We're already almost like 3 hours long.
Mr. Holman, it's good to talk to you. After a very busy day in LA, you had an interagency operation yesterday. Who all was involved in what happened in L.A.?
Right, you know, we had ICE, both divisions of ICE had ERO, Enforcement and Removal Operations. We had HSI. We had a DEA, U.S. Marshals, ATF, FBI, and the IRS. And we had assistance of the U.S. Attorney here in Los Angeles was with me overseeing the operation.
What did the operation net in terms of arrest?
With the one criminal investigation, we arrested 40, and one person was arrested for interference. So a total of 41 arrests.
One for impeding?
Impeding, yes.
And that individual will likely be charged and probably bonded out and have to deal with the charges.
Yeah, but he will be charged with impeding. So that, again, he'll have to face that consequence. The U.S. Attorney here in Los Angeles has charged him.
Okay, and when you say that there were problems with the financials of this, is that under the purview of ICE, or is that part of the reason that the FBI and some of these other agencies, IRS, were involved?
Yeah, it's a multi-agency investigation. When we talk about customs fraud, tax evasion, money laundering, many different agencies are part of the task force, Homeland Security Task Force. So, and plus we have the other agencies also helping us in at-large criminal arrests. And the good thing about that, President Trump came up with this ideal of all the government searching and arresting for illegal aliens in this country who are public safety threats and national security threats. What's good about that, when we find a criminal threat, an illegal alien public safety threat.
I'm honestly, one thing that I will say about this, I'm honestly fucking shocked that Dr. Phil fucking interviewed him. Why is Dr. Phil interviewed? Why is Dr. Phil getting involved in this, dude? If I was him, I would stay far the fuck away from this.
A national security case. If the DEA is with us and arrest an illegal alien with a weapon, they can prosecute, like 922G, illegal alien possession of a weapon, which is a felony. So they can prosecute any gun charges that we find. You know, and you got the ATF can prosecute guns, DEA can prosecute any drugs we find. So having these other law enforcement agencies with us gives us a chance to start a criminal prosecution separate from the overarching investigation. Then we have to get done dealing with that criminal prosecution. Then we can deport them to the United States.
So one of the first places that you served a search warrant on, and you had done some work, the I-9 work, was at a factory.
There's a warehouse where they sell a lot of clothing.
Yeah, a warehouse.
And that's where we arrested over 41. And many of them were hiding, you know, trying not to be arrested by ICE. So it took a while to find them. They're hiding in the rafters, hiding in, you know, boxes, but we were able to find them all and take custody of them. And what's important about that is we want to take statements from all these people and make sure, are we going to identify anybody that was in forced labor? Because the garment industry is famous for that. We got to make sure anybody in forced labor, anybody being abused or threatened, not being paid properly. You know, there's a lot of things we look at. Are they a victim of trafficking? Did we find any juveniles? So yesterday, fortunately, we found no kids that were forced into forced labor, but the investigation continues, the interviews are continuing.
All right, and then this particular company also had a storefront, and there was a warrant served there as well, correct?
Correct.
And there was a huge reaction in terms of protesters, and I say huge in terms of the vitriol that was being protested in the streets, particularly outside the retail outlet. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, it takes a while to serve a warrant, right? We got a lot of looking for documents, looking for evidence, talking to people that are being arrested. You know, there's a lot goes into a search warrant. It takes several hours. So while we're, you know, executing that search warrant and going through the process we go through, of course, the community here in LA, the non-government organizations, the open border advocates, they're very well coordinated in Los Angeles through social media. So as soon as the word got out that we had an enforcement action at a specific location, more and more protesters started gathering. And it got to the point where the crowd got big by a couple hundred people. And they were trying to impede our efforts, not only to take the arrested illegal aliens and place them in transportation to get them to the office, they also were trying to prevent our officers from leaving the facility. You know, surrounding facilities wouldn't let them leave. And we're seeing this more and more throughout the country. It's well organized, you know, they can protest all they want. They have that right. They got the First Amendment rights. But when you get to the point you're threatening, impeding, in preventing us from doing our job, it's a crime, and we're going to have to be forced to take action.
All right, so what are the instructions to the agents if someone is impeding their coming or going from a crime scene, if they're transporting detainees, if somebody's impeding that, if somebody's getting up and putting their hands on a federal officer? What is their instruction if that happens?
Well, yesterday, at the beginning of the operation, I spoke to him. I told him what I expected to happen, and the U.S. Attorney also spoke to the same information we give him, like zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. If someone impedes you, you arrest them. If someone puts hands on you, you arrest them. If someone tries to get between you and an alien you're arresting, you're going to prosecute. You're going to arrest them and prosecute them. So the message was clear, and that's the message we're trying to send now. You can protest, and you can hate. Shame on you. I mean, but you can hate what ICE does and who ICE is. You can protest and throw out all the nasty words you want, but you can't cross that line. And I've been saying this for months. And so now that it's getting to the point, it's getting out of control. It's getting to be a significant threat to our officers. And now you got the doxing, you got the threats against officers and their families. We are going to a zero tolerance position. We will not let anybody break the law, impede us, interfere with us, put hands on us. You will be arrested. That's exactly the message going forward to all agents.
This warehouse and retail outlet that you served warrants on, the belief is, and the evidence suggests, that this is a cartel-related business here in the United States, that this money, the $80 million that they are suspected of undervaluing, the double-digit millions in tariffs that they are suspected and will be charged with violations on, income tax evasion. You believe that all of that is benefiting an illegal cartel, a cartel in Mexico or Colombia. Do you know which cartel?
No, it's a larger investigation, and this company is one of many that we're searching and gathering evidence on the fact that much of the money in this industry is laundered to Colombia and Mexico in support of cartel activities. We also got tax evasion, and we also got customs fraud. And ICE, big part of ICE responsibilities are customs laws, customs enforcement. So this is one business out of many we're looking at. So it's a part of a bigger investigation. And as we gather more evidence, then we'll decide what we want to criminally prosecute, specifically for.
Now, in front of the media, including Merit TV, were there, and a flatbed truck pulls up in front of this retail organization where a warrant was being served. There are megaphones, and they're broadcasting out as loud as possible, relentlessly, and they're coaching those that are arrested or might be arrested, telling them what to do, what to not do, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all legal. You have no problem with that, right?
I have no problem with it. If they want to shout, here's your Constitution, they're going to be read the rights anyways, but if they want to shout their rights and to not speak and get a lawyer, I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, they have that right.
But then they started, I saw demonstrators, we have it on video, as does several of the media outlets here in LA, started attacking vehicles, transport vehicles, vehicles with agents in them, pounding on the windows, throwing bicycles, anything they could find against the cars, impeding their exit and attacking the vehicles. That's not free speech.
No, that's a crime. They've damaged a lot of government property. They slashed tires of the agents who were serving the warrants. This is all government property. Again, you got the right to protest, you got the right, your First Amendment rights, but you don't have the right to destroy government property. These men and women are enforcing the law. They're there with a warrant signed by a judge in a criminal investigation. That is a serious criminal investigation. So yeah, they crossed the line.
Have you checked your home title recently? Many homeowners never have, leaving themselves vulnerable. Scammer yourself from promo code change. That's home from the protesters, one that you know of, from the demonstrators, from the protesters, that wanted any actual information about what was going on.
No, they don't want the truth. They don't want to know. You know, they do not want immigration laws enforced. It's a sanctuary city, and the representatives of these NGOs and these open borders groups yesterday, we look at all their statements. Not one mention of criminals. Not one mention of forced labor. Not one mention of tax evasion or customs fraud or money laundering or cartel support. It was all about they don't want immigration laws enforced against anybody. And I really think if they understood and asked those questions or understood why exactly we're there and doing what we're doing, I think you have less people out there protesting. Like, okay, this isn't just immigration enforcement. This is part of a bigger criminal syndicate that ICE is trying to investigate and take down. But those questions aren't asked. It's all about immigration enforcement. They don't want to know the facts because the facts is going to decrease the support they have in these demonstrations and these riots. Yeah. Last night, after more and more of these NGOs and open border advocates started yelling and screaming and doing demonstrations, now we got hundreds of people at the federal building breaching a federal building. We had people we arrested in custody in that federal building. We got officers, we got non-enforcement officers there, personnel that were in extreme danger, and it was just it really got out of hand, and it's just going to continue. This is what we're dealing with as we're driving here today. New York City, hundreds of protesters at the Federal Plaza. Luckily NYPD is responding, helping our officers, but this is going across. This is a message coming from the open border advocates. Take it on, fight ICE. We see it every day. You've seen the post. ICE are Nazis, ICE are racist. So these Soros-funded groups, these open border advocates, are well positioned, and through social media they can get a lot of people out there to protest what we do, and we don't mind the protest. I'm going to say it again: we don't mind the protest. You got a right to protest, but they're putting our officers in danger. And last night, not only put our officers in danger, they put our detainees, people we arrested yesterday, they were put in danger, and other employees of that facility were put in danger.
If someone had called you from one of these organizations, and there was a spokesperson that was on the microphone yesterday that I watched on a local outlet here for quite some time, and he was saying, this is terrible abuse from the federal government, this is terrible abuse from ICE, this is genocide. There weren't enough adjectives and superlatives.
Dude, you know how disrespectful it is for you to say that this is genocide when there's actually people around the world that are getting fucked and shit, like actual genocides that have really happened? Like, bro, these people just throw these words around nonchalantly.
For
like, bro, you're such a
him
prick.
to use describing how bad what was going on was in his eyes. And he apparently is on top of an organization that has 60 or 80 advocacy organizations under this umbrella. And he was telling them, look, if you're not a member, then you're not helping. You need to join because we need to get organized and we need to push back against ICE. We need to stop them from doing what they're doing. And we need to get these people released that were arrested, that these are just people trying to make a living and they were just arrested just out of the blue, no warning, and basically saying there was no justification whatsoever for this operation. If that person had contacted you, contacted the federal building and said, I would like to sit down with Tom Homan and find out what's going on in the community so I can share this with the community, would you talk to them? Would you have talked to them?
Well, in a heartbeat. I mean, I spend almost every day talking to the media in groups. As you know, there's networks out there that are not supportive of this administration, not supportive of the work of ICE, and I've never said no to anybody. I mean, I've taken some pretty harsh interviews with non-friendly networks that want to spend the entire 20-minute interview attacking ICE. I've never said no to an interview with anybody, any NGOs, any groups, any network. I speak to everybody because I'll just simply lay out the facts. At the end of that, you may not agree with it. You may say, well, I still don't support it, but I think it's important to get the facts out, and I'll talk to anybody. And even, I work at the White House, and the White House press corps knows that. The White House press knows if there's a difficult interview, we'll give it to Holman. I'm not afraid to talk to anybody because of
be violence, and I don't want people to fall into the chaos that I believe is being created by the administration completely unnecessarily.
Are you in a position to inform a mayor of a federal operation like this, particularly when you have a sanctuary city that has declared that they're not going to help or support ICE? Do you put agents' lives in danger if you come in and inform the mayor of what you're getting ready to do? We are in the midst of a brutal allergy season. According to experts, it is longer and more severe than in years past. For many of us, that means sleepless nights, tossing, turning, and sneezing, and the dreaded postnasal drip. That's not even half of it. But there is a solution. Sambrosa Night Syrups. It's effective. Try it and get your best night's sleep. If you watched my town hall with RFK Jr., then you know Sambrosa is sponsoring Merit TV's Make America Healthy Again campaign. That's because Sambrosa contains no dyes, synthetic colors, or artificial flavors, and no high fructose corn syrup. Just a base of nutrient-rich honey and 7 organic herbs and a small dose of antihistamine that will have you sleeping like a baby. Go to Sambrosa.com and use code MERIT for 25% off your first order. Wake up rested and invigorated. Again, go to Sambrosa.com and use code MERIT for 25% off your first order.
So absolutely. You know, these surprise operations is about officer safety, it's about community safety. You know, especially, as you said, in sanctuary cities, the word gets out, they're waiting for us. A lot of people are looking for are bad people. The element of surprise keeps the officer safe, but keeps the alien safe. Because we know that if the word gets out, the worst of the worst is going to be waiting for us. And many of them will continue to hide or run, but some won't. Some are going to be laying in wait, and terrible things will happen. We talked about this yesterday when we were driving around looking at the operations. I'm telling you right now, it's a matter of time before one of our law enforcement officers take a life or these radicals kill an officer. It's coming. It scares the hell out of me. But as this rhetoric continues, and not only from open board advocates, members of Congress, you know, Hakeem Jeffries, who says he's going to dox every ICE agent out of here.
You've spoken about what you term as overly aggressive tactics by ICE agents here. Are you concerned, though, that possibly demasking some of these agents puts their safety or their family's safety in jeopardy? And why not?
Seems to me that the officials at the Department of Homeland Security, including ICE, should be held to the same standards as every other part of law enforcement in terms of transparency.
You know, how dare we wear masks? Wear a mask to protect their identities, their family identities, because they're being doxxed and they're being threatened, their families are being threatened, so they're trying to give themselves some sort of protection. And you got a member of Congress that says he's going to identify every ICE agent out there as wearing a mask. We got agents being threatened, families being threatened. You and I talked about yesterday. I had over 1,000 protesters in my home. Again, as the borders are, I can deal with that. But the men and women out there doing these dangerous jobs, their families are scared. They're concerned about their safety and their families. It's already a dangerous job. So as this rhetoric continues to increase, and the attacks on ICE continuing to increase, when they hear it from some judges, members of Congress, then people in the public, okay, it's okay to attack ICE. I got a member of Congress talking about it, I got a judge saying something about it, so they feel supported in the continued attacks of ICE. My biggest fear, and last night when I went to bed last night, I actually prayed that the officers last night who were stuck in that building and being threatened by hundreds of people would get home safe. I also prayed that illegal aliens that are in their custody would remain safe. We don't. This doesn't have to be inhumane, and we're trying not to be inhumane. You saw yesterday how the people that are in custody at the processing center were treated. They were treated with dignity. Even I sat next to a young man that was crying, trying to figure out, what was going on with him, and tried to settle him down, saying, "You're in a safe place."
We were in this processing area, and these individuals being processed are sitting on benches there, and there was a young man, and I saw him over there, and he was kind of shaking.
Kids and separating them from families and yada yada yada. Like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? They're not even torturing the people who should be
and
fucking
crying.
tortured. Like what?
And you walked around long areas, went over benches and everything, and got up to him and introduced yourself and sat down next to him. What country is he from?
From Guatemala.
And I watched you talking to
today, and we're well prepared for that. Again, you got home. Guys attack us and say, this or that. On him.
It's the same shit.
Unless that's a clearinghouse to put them into forced labor or.
That's the hard part. We talk about this before. The hardest part is finding somebody that don't want to be found. So since a child don't have a digital footprint, they don't have credit cards to pay bills or have driver's license or any of that stuff, we've got to count on a digital footprint of sponsors. And the sponsors are giving false information, giving false ID, giving false addresses. It's a hell of a challenge, but we're out there every day looking for it.
And when you find those children, they're going to be given resources, medical help, psychological help, trauma help. They're going to be given all kinds of resources to help get them back to some measure of humanity, with an eye towards getting them back to their family, reunited with their family.
Our whole 6 months pregnant, being trafficked by two men, so she's going to need care, right?
How important is it to you to find these children, Tom?
It's very important. As a father, yeah. You lay awake sleeping at night, and every week we get the numbers, and I get depressed when the numbers are higher. But again, it's a difficult job, and I think any rational human being would want to find every one of these kids, every one of them. Yeah. And if they're with family, okay, we'll deal with the immigration consequences later, but let's.
Yeah. I had a feeling he would basically say along the lines of what he just said, for the most part. I kind of basically just agree with him. Not really much more. Oh shit. I got one more thing. Oh shit. What is this? Anything popping off? Oh shit, things are popping off. Yeah, the sun's just starting to set. I mean, the sun barely just set over here. Yeah, I think like an hour behind us, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy. Protesters are gathering. Just like a bunch of zombies, dude, versus like the survivors. It's like a Left 4 Dead. Aerial view, Left 4 Dead. I would hate to be one of these officers right now, dude. You just have to stand here in full platted out gear, holding a fucking riot shield or a gun, like just standing here, dude. Like, bro, you know how heavy that shit is, and it's probably fucking hot. Ugh. Dude, like, this whole situation sucks for the officers, dude. Like, I don't feel bad for any of the protesters here. Like, nobody's telling you to fucking do this shit. But, like, the officers, dude, like, they have to stand here and all that shit, like what I just said. And on top of that, they're being surrounded by all these fucking idiots. So it's like, you know, all the status ailments that I just said. You know, like all these fucking debuffs and shit. Plus, now on top of that, you're being surrounded by a fucking horde. Fuck, dude, it's only like 75 degrees outside and it's like nighttime over here. And I'm literally in my boxers, bro. In a t-shirt, and I'm like fucking, like, it's like hot. Like, I'm not sweating, but like it's fucking hot, dude. Yeah, I'm not sweating, but it's fucking hot. Like, dude. Like, it's hot enough, the underneath of my legs are starting to get sweaty. But the rest of my body's fine. But it's still fucking hot, dude. Just waiting for this video to be over so I can fucking go take a shower real quick before we continue the stream. What, Baji? Why are you scared of the fan? It's just a fan, Baji. It's a baby. My cat's like scared to come inside my room because like the fan is like right by the bed. He doesn't like that shit. I don't think he's scared of the fan because like it's too like noisy or something. This is just depressing, dude. That this is how the city's looking, dude. Like, this isn't America, man. Like, this is depressing. Like, people are just so easily swindled into believing anything. Doing any stupid shit for any stupid cause. Scars for applause. Damn, so there's a massive amount of people here, but it looks like everybody fucking left for the most part. People starting to disperse. You're like, alright guys, it's fucking 6 o'clock, it's time to go home. Let's all get on Discord and talk about what we're gonna do tomorrow. This shit literally looks like a fucking war zone. I just don't get it, dude. How these people have all this time and clearly money to just stand here, waste your time, and do nothing for nothing, for just bullshit, for bullshit. Because you're not gonna accomplish nothing here. We're not gonna automatically just, you know, undo a law that's been established for like, you know, hundreds of years now, simply because you know, it's not abiding by your agenda now. Like, what the fuck? Imagine if we did that, then we would just be getting flooded by immigrants from like the entire world. The entire world would just come here for free. And then we'd be fucked. We'd be real fucked. I'll let the video play for a little bit longer on stream and stuff, but for YouTube, the video's already been ridiculously long enough. We're at like a freaking 3-hour video. So I will see you guys in the next YouTube video, which will probably be in a little bit after I go shower. If you made it this far, I will attempt to leave the links down below. But for the most part, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Twitch and the Kick, and I will see you guys in the next video.